everybody, and welcome to the Monday Sound Stream, where I already got the encoding overloaded notice. That was...
First off, thank you, Mr. Evers, for joining the Sound Squadron as a rookie.
Yes, thank you so much. I will make sure to update the project file for the shout-out, and if I don't, just remember that I forgot, and forgive me. I'm going to ask for forgiveness in advance.
You're part of Japanese Mafia?
No, I mean, it's just, it's more so that, like, because when I have to, like, re-record the shout-out is usually when I update it, but, like, I'm going to try to, like, I have a note in my notes to, like, make sure to update the notes. That
Anyways,
confusing.
and for people who missed out Saturday stream, this man has turned dirty. Where's his white
Yes,
temples? Where are your white temples?
I pulled like 3 gray hairs today. Don't worry, it's coming. It was funny though because it was like there was like a couple on the side and then there was one on the top, and I was like, am I gonna get like gray hair just like in one part of the top of my hair? Can I just like bleach that part of it and then just like be like, you know, if
So,
Robbie
are you
Reyes
gonna
is
be
gone, I'll just be him.
yeah, are you becoming more of a Robbie Reyes or a Reed Richards?
Yeah, it's a real toss up at the moment. I have no idea. But yeah, so like that was fun. I had a great birthday. I got this new T-shirt because my friend gave me this Jeff the Landshark shirt. That's actually like a Marvel Rivals shirt specifically, which
It's
is
always a specific
really
difference.
cool.
There is a difference between Jeff's design and Rivals versus the comics.
Even the bottom of the shirt says Strategist and has the logo, so it's like it is 100% Rivals.
You could you could traumatize everybody by wearing that shirt.
Yes. Master Ben said, "Oh, the little tiny guys." Yeah, I was at my family took me to round one on Saturday, and I was pulling prizes out of machines like Tiny Chopper dressed as Law and Tiny Chopper dressed as Ace.
You're gonna have like a whole like Chopper
Army
like bunny family or something like that
at
at
this
this
point,
point.
probably. It was really fun. These were in like the tiny claw machines, and so it was kind of neat because they were kind of easy to grab because you could just grab them by the head. If you just hook them by the head just right, you could just like drag them over the edge. So that was pretty fun. But yeah, so now my Trafalgar chopper has a mini me. Mini me. I also they had a bunch of soda can keychains for One Piece, but the one I actually tried for it and got was the Frankie one. Because if I'm getting a soda can of a One Piece character, it's going to be the guy that's powered by soda. Nope, there was no Robin one. It was just Frankie. Also, I'm realizing the Discord audio is not working this whole time. For some reason, no one... Is that what the encoding overloaded was? Because it was working earlier. You're coming in now. Anyways.
Okay. Oh, hello. I was a ghost for a bit. I was stuck in cyberspace, and now I got out.
So, anyways, the only cans they had was like they had Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Chopper, and then Frankie. And I was like, well, I'm glad there's at least Frankie because someone, you know, so if someone's going to be a soda can, it's Frankie. So
there's one thing I noticed, and we'll get to this when we get to the figure portion. Why does merchandise hate Robin so much?
I don't know, but it's very annoying. Because someone asked me like how much Robin merch do you have, and I like listed it. And I was like, that seems like so little. And then I was like, but basically without buying like 50 more Banpresto statues, that's all there is.
I know, because it's like, you know, because it's either gonna be, you know, merch or mostly East Blue side because that's where Netflix is, or the current stuff. And for some, Robin's always left out for some reason.
Yeah, she's like stuck in the middle because her current designs are too complicated. Except for Egghead, there's no reason to not make Egghead Robin merch.
But still, it's like, come on, like, there's only 2 women on the team, like most of the time. Make the other woman.
All right. I mean, the fact that Bonnie got a figure art before Robin.
Well, we'll get to it when we get to the figure art stuff. Even though, like, I think the One Piece figure art they did announce is cool. I still question, where's our Robin?
Yeah, I have an explanation, and we'll explain it. But anyways,
yeah, we'll get to it. Welcome again. Welcome, Mr. Elvis. Thank you for joining for as a rookie. Tier, Spyro's Prime, Zelchek, Spin Dash, Master Ben, K Master, Doctor Grid, Mr. Tanuki, Common JoJo, especially for Jason, Blade Raider, LPH, and welcome. If I didn't shout you out, holler in the chat.
Master Ben asked if Ryan absorbed Jerry and Wheels. Yes, it was like the third act of Super Android 13, where just like the remains of Jerry and Wheels were on the ground, and he just like absorbed them, and now he's got like red hair and Yeah.
That, or we became the living tribunal.
Either or. No, but Wheels, Wheels is an inconsistent Monday appearance. Jerry had some errands to run, so, it's just us.
He had to go now. His planet needed
Yes.
him.
If you want Jerry's thoughts on the Discotek reveals, you can check out Saturday's live stream because he was there for that, which is good. But yeah, so welcome Jeremy Carr as well. If you guys haven't hit the like button, appreciate hitting the like button. Yeah, we're still on intro. We don't have as much news, but I'm gonna get to the news and then we can chat at the end of it. It's kind of the idea I had. All right, so as you can see on the schedule, we got some Blu-ray news. There's very little comic news. Entertainment news, toy news, Bandai news, and then I got some reviews. We're going to update the MCU tier list today. So let's get to it. Last week on the channel is the browser being
birthday
frozen.
Week.
Welcome to This Is How Today's Gonna Go. It's also like completely off center. I'm gonna fix this. Explain birthday week.
Birthday week was Sal indulging his favorite stuff besides the shorts.
Exactly. So yeah, basically,
Super chat from Master Ben. Favorite DC Direct Batman anime series and new adventure figure. Win a free gorilla.
Okay, so my favorite figure. So do you want one from BTAS and one from New Adventures? Is that how we're gonna do it? What do you think? Should I do?
They're two separate shows.
Yeah,
so.
And they're two separate lines. They're two different art styles. My favorite of the BTAS figures. It's tricky because I didn't like a lot of them.
Because they're all fragile.
So fragile. Which was there was one of them that like I really liked from the BTAS line, and I'm trying to think.
Was it Man-Bat?
Man-Bat. That's probably it. I love that Man-Bat figure because instead of trying to do some crazy engineering with his arms, they just gave you two sets of arms. You just had down arms with the wings folded, then outward arms with the big wings. That's probably my favorite of the BTAS ones. Of New Adventures, it's Etrigan. That Etrigan figure is so chunky and fun and cool, and he came with Clarion and his little bitch-ass cat. I was really happy about that set.
I didn't collect the line because, but I think some of my favorites would probably be, it's not. Is it Sheen's in the Batman Beyond set?
I mean, that set's great. It's in the line, like
because he'll Batman Beyond line. So
yeah, it's just that one pack.
I'm just gonna count as an asterisk to the New Adventures line. And probably for the BTAS will be the Clayface.
Yeah, Clayface is also pretty great. I think the reason I didn't have the strongest welcome Jamie's World. With the Clayface, I think the reason why I didn't think of that one immediately was because the first one I got had a bad QC issue and I had to return it.
That's the thing. I think that line is a good idea, but the problem is DC Direct is not the most well-known, highest quality plastic company. Yeah. They're all kind of fragile, and combined with Bruce Timm, big giant boxy chests means doom.
I think that's why the New Adventures figures worked out a little bit better, because they're a little bit more like evenly proportioned. But yeah,
Batman still has the chest size of a fridge.
Yeah. SSJ4 Jason, how like you think we'll get an high grade 2.0 in NT1 Alex? Surprisingly low, because I feel like they would have done it by now. They did the master grade 2.0 that had like the Chobam armor and everything, and they didn't immediately follow it up with a high grade. I don't know if that's going to happen because they kind of just don't seem to be wanting to redo anything from early UC. Anyways, last week on the channel, did this video that actually did a lot better than I thought, which is called A Few of My Favorite Things, where
probably one of my favorite videos you made. It's good to have. I think it's always just good to have, especially nowadays, it's good to have a video just talking about things you love, and especially.
And I wanted to talk about stuff I don't normally talk about, and then I started immediately talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths and Ghost Rider, so I kind of changed the format of the video as we went along. Like, you can notice there's a Garo Blu-ray in the thumbnail, and like a true filmmaker, I did have deleted scenes that were advertised in the marketing.
Members only exclusive content. You can make that deleted scenes.
It basically, like, this video was running kind of long, and I'm like, why am I going to talk about what my favorite toku are? I do that all the time. Did
you record it still?
I recorded it. I just don't know if it's any good because I was being very conscious of time when I was filming it. So I need to go back and is this actually like because I feel like I don't know, just off memory, I feel like I just listed them out, which is just like kind of pointless. But I'll go take a look at it. If it's anything good, I'll post it as a member thing. If it's not,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it. But
You should do. If there's more, you have more deleted scenes. You should upload them as member only content.
most of my deleted stuff is stuff I don't want anybody to see because it's bad. Usually, if it's good, I'll just squeeze it into the video.
I'll say it's weird that the YouTube algorithm is bizarre with your channel because for
Yes.
some reason after watching that video, for some reason the YouTube keep recommending me the letting go of franchise videos. Like why are they giving me a
Why
depressing
that one?
video?
They're like,
I
you're
don't know,
feeling good. Let's go with the harsh reality video.
like I don't know, maybe because it's a similar thumbnail structure and whatever. It's like why am I
Maybe
getting that video? Why am I keep getting that video in my recommendation feed? All
that
of a
one's the
sudden?
hard life lesson video that I'm glad I made, but it's not the one I would follow up with after the celebration of things that are great.
And Ghost Rider's cool, right?
Ghost Rider's great. That one I was like trying to
What
keep
was
it
the
under 30, but then I was like, nah, I got too much to talk about.
What was the music you used for the female Ghost Rider?
Oh, that
I
was
like,
the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Ghost Rider theme.
no, not that one. It was the female Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
One.
I used
Was
the
that-
Infinite theme. It's like a two, like the Infinite Marvel Infinite Ghost Rider theme is like a 2 movement piece. So I used it for Alejandra and I used it for Sal Romero.
Yeah, because I recognize it when you play it for Sour Maro, because I actually really like that track. But like when I heard that part, I kind of forgot that part.
The part I used for Alejandra was the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the thing is like the bridge part of that track is what I used for Alejandra. Because what I wanted to do was have each Ghost Rider have a different track, so there was like an audio click for like they're using Johnny Blaze again.
I was listening to the video. I was listening to the video in the background on stuff, but then when the 29 stuff, I heard the cyberpunk music. I'm like,
Yep.
wait a minute.
I was like, I'm just going to shamelessly use the Cyberpunk E3 trailer music that didn't make it into the game because what are they going to do?
Because I more associate that music with memes.
Yes, like it's like the meme video of Keanu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when I hear that, like wait, what?
Yep. And Misugi says, I should listen to Infinite soundtrack. You should listen to the Ghost Rider track. Most of that soundtrack sucks.
I think the soundtracks that soundtrack, at least for the Marvel characters, are not bad, but they're very generic. But it's kind of good like background music to read to. Like, it's
I think
good,
the tracks I use the most. I don't think I've used the Ghost Rider much. I did use the Black Panther theme is like really good. The Black Panther theme's really good.
Infinite, the Marvel hero, the Infinite Marvel hero, because I think the Capcom characters are fine. But for the Marvel heroes, I think they're good music for. They're not good fighting game music, but they're good like, oh, the Spider-Man music. The Spider-Man theme is really good if you're reading Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. For me, when I read comics, I like to get music that fits with the character. And such like that. So like, I try to get, let me listen to like Spider-Man, like Marvel Spider-Man music when I read Spider-Man comics. I want me to listen to like I thank God for the James Gunn Superman to have me some good ass Superman music when I read Superman stuff.
Same thing with like I had the Michael Giacchino's Fantastic Four score is just now I'm reading Fantastic Four and I'm just gonna hear this for like the next 2 hours. Yeah.
That or Metroid Prime.
Oh yeah.
Read Fantastic Four.
When you have a space issue, yeah, you start putting on the Metroid. I do Metroid with Marvel space stuff. Yeah.
When I read like fantasy manga or comic, I put on the Fire Emblem Engage soundtrack because that's some really good just fantasy soundtrack. While listening to that,
the only music I listen to when reading Batman comics is Giacchino's The Batman score. Like but I did start mixing it up. I added the Penguin soundtrack to the same playlist, so now I just got like a longer playlist that all sounds kind of the same.
The Arkham soundtracks are actually really good for Batman. Yes. Also,
they are. The only reason they don't work for me anymore is because I played those games ad nauseum. So like, it's just now now it's traumatic. Now it's traumatic to listen to the Arkham music. Yeah. But anyways, the Ghost Rider video is great. If you've ever wanted to know anything about Ghost Rider, like there was a lot of people who are like, I only knew Johnny and Robbie existed. I didn't know about any of the other people, and I was like, perfect. Goal of the video achieved.
I asked this during Saturday stream, but most of those are, besides the 90s stuff, is Marvel Unlimited, right?
Yeah, everything from 2001 to now is on Marvel Unlimited. All but the last like 5 or 6 issues of the 70s series on Marvel Unlimited because the last Masterworks volume hasn't come out yet. So those will get added then. And then the 90s stuff is just a ton of gaps.
Do Marvel Infinite and Marvel Unlimited DC? I always get the two mixed up. Do they usually, unlike say like the streaming show services of video streaming services, did they usually keep the stuff there?
Yeah, they
Or do
never
they
take anything off. The only time that happened was DC removed a lot of their all ages like kids comics because there was an app store regulation that like you have to rate your app, and so the DC Universe app is rated as a mature app because it has Black Label and Vertigo on it.
Which I think that's fair, because if
Yeah.
the kids like if the kids, I'm saying the kids stuff they took down are like for like kid stuff, not like general
Mm.
audience stuff.
And so
I
because of
imagine.
that, they took down the kids stuff and made it just a mature app. Whereas with Marvel, they had some Marvel Max and stuff on it, but now they don't. They've taken all that down, and because they want to keep it like on the family friendly rating.
Yeah,
So.
you probably. I think if you're gonna do more comic review, I think it's best just double check like how many of these are on.
Yeah, I was gonna
Marvel
mention it
Limit.
and then I just forgot because I did it in the Guardians one, but I did forget because I was trying to like that '90s section annoyed me because I was like going through my notes and I was like, why were there freaking like in the Midnight Suns branding part of Marvel in the '90s there was Ghost Rider, Spirits of Vengeance, Morbius, Pages from the Darkhold, Night Stalkers. Then Midnight Suns Unlimited. Then they threw Doctor Strange in there. Like that is like 8 books related to the Midnight Suns, like all coming out at the same exact time. Like they were on, like Marvel was on like some kind of insane. I know it was the speculator boom and all that, and that's what caused their
Yeah.
company to go bankrupt was publishing that many books. But going back and looking at it, it's like like it's you could read it on Marvel Unlimited, but like it's better if you just wait till a collection exists because at least if like a collection exists, you can just go like, oh, these are the contents of Ghost Rider Dandy Catch Epic 1. Let me go read them on Marvel Unlimited because it'll like tell you what order
Definitely.
it is.
I think it's as a backup because again, sadly, half those
Yeah.
Ghost Rider books are out of print.
Yeah,
So there's
no, they
always
don't keep anything in print for Ghost Rider except for the most recent.
Yeah, yeah. So there's always a good like just in case this goes out of print. It's on Marvel. This is on Marvel Limit. Is the usual. Is the
Yeah.
best way to say things.
Mr. Dookie says that
Also,
they're a list of what's on Marvel Unlimited. No, but if you go on the Marvel website, they have like a database of comics, and then it'll tell you if it's on Marvel Unlimited on that page.
yeah, which is nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
All right, the
Um,
shorts. Let's move on because I could be
I
on
would
here.
say
Yeah.
I would say because especially how big '90s Hulk, Ghost Rider and Hulk were is like God that makes you forget like man there was a time where Ghost Rider and Hulk were two of Marvel's biggest characters and sadly both of them are buried
Yep.
nowadays. Both of them.
Because
Which
the
are
reason the new
impressive.
Fantastic Four was lined up the way it was is because Ghost Rider, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Wolverine were their 4 top selling titles.
And they were still like I still say those four were still the big ones of the 2000s alongside like
Yeah.
Fantastic Four and such like
They were the
that.
only other ones getting movies, right? Like they were the
Mhm.
ones getting movies outside of like an occasion. Like we got a Daredevil movie here, a Blade movie here,
And
but like
Blade.
yeah, yeah. No, they're still the
Speaking of
big guys.
Marvel,
Speaking of Marvel, I
yeah.
did Dragon Man and did the Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack. Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack got algorithm buried, and I'm not exactly sure why. I think I tagged it wrong or something. I'm gonna try to like retitle it.
I still like shake fists that I couldn't get my pre-order for that.
Yeah,
And people are like, "Oh, I found that store." Like, wow, your targets are lucky. 'Cause I
my
get those
targets don't
returns,
carry
like,
Marvel Legends anymore.
yeah. So like, God, I really hope they re-up that event one day
Yeah,
because I want that set so bad.
that set's too
My
good to be an exclusive to Target.
I know. Like I wouldn't mind if it was a Target exclusive if it wasn't for how stupidly the availability was so bad. Like
Because
I
the
got
problem with Target, right? You have 2 types of Target exclusives. It's either if it's an MCU Marvel Legend, they overstock it.
or your Jean Greys. As I say
Yeah,
armies of Jean Greys
yeah. No,
in the
there's
same
armies of
year.
Jean Greys. She sold out in 2 minutes in pre-orders. Why are there like 1,000 of them in every store now?
Yeah,
And same
which
thing with
this pack
Charles
or
too. Like,
but this pack doesn't get like this pack should have been printed like printed in the millions
it's also
also, but
weird because the
no.
only things officially out in the U.S. for the MVC line is this and the Walmart set. Like the retail
Think of
stuff
mine.
hasn't come out yet.
Yes, think of mine should be coming in today. Hopefully, Walmart says coming today.
Yeah, I got
Hopefully,
mine and it's going to be tomorrow short. I already filmed it and edited it. It's
but that
actually
Dragon
I
Man.
gotta say I initially was like when they first revealed that pack I was like but now I'm kind of like this is my favorite Omega Red. So
Oh, so they did. So I'm saying they did change some stuff from
yes,
the
they
original.
changed. It's funny. I'm surprised. I think they changed more on Omega Red than they did War Machine.
Even though War Machine is the more obvious looking
Yeah,
change because it's Bingus
yeah. You look at War
style.
Machine, you're like, oh, obviously it's different. But like, I think the only things reused on Omega Red is the
Are his,
torso. The
his legs are his legs to pin?
his legs are still pinned, but his arms are now pinless.
Okay, so they did give him some pinless stuff there.
Yeah, they made his arms pinless. The only bummer is that his holes in his wrists are now a soft material instead of a hard material, so they kind of closed up a little bit. So I had to like really kind of jam something in there to open them up.
Alright. Get the heat gun
Yeah, his
ready.
his piercings closed up. That's kind of what it's like. Um, anyways, let's talk about. Okay, where are we at? Review
Yeah,
time.
yeah, but yet
Yeah,
the NPC sets are surprised. Like I haven't wrote treat date yet,
no, they
which is
haven't.
surprising.
I'm expecting them all to flood in like the next 2
Eventually,
weeks.
because like this is like I feel like this is like the longest from reveal to like waiting them to come out since forever. Because it
Yeah,
feels like it usually take what 2 months at most to get them out for people to have them in hand after seeing them on the fan streams.
yeah,
And
legit.
Dragon Man looks really cool. Dragon Man looks really damn cool.
He is. He's like
Is
I
it
don't
so
know if he
nice? Is it
qualifies as a normal figure release because he's a made to order, but I think he might be my favorite Legend of the Year.
isn't he so? Is it so nice to have at like closed and open wings in the
Yes,
same pack?
I didn't want to call NECA stupid in my short, but I was like closed and open wings, unlike another company doing the same thing. Um,
Is his wing? Is his wings to have purple instead of the red, like the open ones? I'm
not
assuming.
really. People were saying it should, but it kind of like I guess it
Depends on the
could have,
artist.
but like depends on the
Is
artist.
it?
I kind of always take it as like as his wings spread out, like it's the distance between the bones that's going to be red. So when it's all
Hmm.
folded up, it's not going to show. But yeah, Mutegi said if we both ordered 86 Megatron, I did.
I have one on my desk right now. He's
Yeah.
a fantastic. He's honestly probably my favorite Transformers here. His transformation is like probably my favorite transformation on
Mm,
Transformer for a while. So good. There's a like turn from tank to robot and like how clean it is with the transformation.
yeah.
So good.
Oh yeah, there's also these crazy Walmart displays for Hasbro product that have like display cases with figures in them and stuff. Like it's
I
Barnes and
see
Noble.
it. So like yeah, I saw those like well Walmart's now taking collecting seriously now.
Maybe. I think it's gonna last like a few months, and then those displays will stick around for a long time without any product near them that actually resembles them, and then they'll just eventually disappear.
It really depends because like because they did stuff like that for Dragon Stars and those are always filled and such like that and
Yeah.
like the Crunchyroll stuff is usually filled so like we'll have to see a scenario like that.
My stores probably won't do it though because they're lame and they don't have. They
Yeah.
just don't. Anyways, let's talk about. Let's do the review time. So Freakier Friday. Welcome Hellfire. We pretty much just did intro stuff, and now we're on to review
Believe it
time.
or not, this is not a rated R film with that title.
Yeah, believe it or not, it's also good. Like really good. So we've been talking. I've been going to the movies like every week since like the middle of June, and I was like, at some point, like the last few weeks, like it's just been kind of back to back bangers, and I was like, at some point, this has to fall off, right? And like technically, it's not as
And you
good
did
as like Bad Guys or Naked Gun or Superman or Fantastic Four, but it's also like really good, so it's not
you
like a
haven't seen
problem.
yeah Sam hasn't seen Smurfs yet so his film
Yes.
his film streak is so like good.
The Stockholm Syndrome on Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, might be setting in, though, because I'm like, I've seen this trailer 7 times now. Anyways. Kaijin, if you were my birthday was great. Thank you for asking. I had a great time this weekend. Anyways, part of this, Freakier Friday. So, on Friday, we rewatched Freaky Friday, because I hadn't seen the movie in like 20 years, probably.
There was what a original film, and then there was a remake by was it
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan for the
Yeah,
2000s or
that
was
was
it
the
90s?
2000s remake. That was
Mhm.
2003. There was one in the 50s or 60s that was like based on the book. They did it in the 50s, 60s. Then they did Freakier Friday is the sequel to the 2003 one. So I rewatched the first one, which was actually great. It's a solid movie. I think I gave it like 3 stars on Letterboxd. It's not like it's mind blowing. It doesn't like break its genre too much, but like it's really solid. Um,
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed that they
the, the,
basically
the
put
thing that's
sound.
I was gonna say the thing that surprised me the most about watching the first Freaky Friday is I didn't realize the cinematographer was a maniac. There was like a bunch of shots in that movie that make no damn sense to be in a comedy movie, but it just goes like incredibly hard for no reason. Like they did a long take fly in panning shot for the Chinese restaurant, and I'm like, they're just sitting at dinner. Why'd you go through all this? And then I looked up the cinematographer. He used to do like action movies, like the Bourne movies. I'm like, oh, so he just had pent up cinematography things going
Like
on. He's
music,
like, I need to
are
do
they like
something.
they're like music video directors. They're the true underdogs of the industry.
Exactly. But no, watching the first movie again, I was like, wow, this incredibly holds up. This whole holds up incredibly well. No, it was not a Digi-Channel movie unless there was another Freaky Friday that was. The first one was a theatrical release. I thought it held up great. I think the performances are fun. And so coming into the sequel, I was like, let's see if they can do it again. And I think they made it funnier. I think they actually legitimately made a funnier movie. And it's mostly because the supporting cast is like filled up with like random bit parts. Like there's a dance instructor and it's Chloe Fineman from SNL, and she's there for like 3 minutes, but she makes the whole sequence really funny because it makes the supporting cast as funny as the main cast, and so it kind of like really pulled it together. But it also got like more emotional and more heartfelt than the first one did, because like the first movie is about like a mother and a daughter like understanding each other better by swapping bodies and then realizing like, oh, I thought this other person had an easier life and they were just complaining, but I actually, I see the struggle they have. But with this movie, they decided to just like double it up. So it's Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, and they swap places with Lindsay Lohan's character's daughter and the daughter of Manny Jacinto, who Lindsay Lohan is marrying. And so it's like these two teenagers who are coming from two different families, who are single parent families, and now their families are merging together. But the two girls already hated each other in high school, so now they're being forced to be into a family together, and they hate each other for it. So instead of them swapping places, which would seemingly be the easiest answer, they swap places with two of the adults, and so now you have it's kind of like that similar dynamic of like, young person goes into older body, older person goes into young body. But now, like, it's a little bit more complicated because now you've got four characters all trying to understand each other. And it actually adds layers, and because of the way they structured it, it actually works really well. And, like, the third act emotional climax really pulls together. And I was also really impressed because this movie could have easily been, like, a slop sequel that just repeats every single joke from the first movie for nostalgia play, but they didn't do that. They made new takes on some of the classic gags, and then brought in a lot of new humor for it, and I think that made it really great. So,
Surprised this wasn't theaters. I don't know. It kind of
it has
like
Disney
Disney's
Plus
like,
energy.
yeah, it does feel like Disney like trying to do Disney Plus. Like
Yeah,
most of their
because
like they have done
like Hocus Pocus
what
too.
yeah, Hocus Pocus 2
Yeah,
or I forget, was Enchantment a sequel or a
Disenchanted.
series? Was that a series or a
No, that
movie?
was a movie. Yeah, it was a Disney
That was
Plus
a movie. Yeah,
movie. Yeah, and I think it was supposed to be Disney Plus. Lindsay Lohan refused to do it though. If it was going to be Disney Plus, she wanted it to be theatrical,
good.
and I was
They
like,
don't
great.
have to. She saw what happened with Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. And they also, Disney wanted to shoot it, I think, in the UK. And Jamie Lee Curtis was like, no, we're shooting this in Los Angeles. This is about Los Angeles. We're going to be shooting in Los Angeles. I appreciate these two women really stepping up for this movie and just like telling Disney, you want to do this? You got to do it on our terms.
Look, when Jamie Lee Curtis says something you should do it.
She's also the one that
Jamie Lee.
spearheaded this idea because she's wanted to do a sequel for a long time. She's like, no, I need Lindsay Lohan to be old enough to have a teenage daughter in order for this to work.
That's I like that because a lot of times this could it's supposed to be like, oh, this got popular, let's do a sequel
Yeah.
because years later. But I like that it was Jamie Lee Curtis that wanted to do this. That's actually, I always like those better because it feels like there's passion, there's actual passion instead of contract, like the
Yeah,
tragic
it wasn't
cartoons.
being made because they were like, we need to milk this IP. It was being made because the people that were in the original film
It's
wanted
not
to make a sequel.
it's not Jurassic Park.
Okay, Mr. Arrowverse mentioned that there was a Disney Channel Freaky Friday movie and it wasn't good. That's why no one remembers it. Okay.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why, because I remember there's
Yeah.
such a feel. It's like when the sales coming, like, I was like, was there like? I feel like I was like, did we? Is this, I feel like we got like multiple Freaky
Oh, yeah,
Fridays
it was in
already.
2018.
Yeah, that's what I think it was a Disney Plus movie. That one was a Disney
Yeah,
Plus movie.
okay, wait, there's more Freaky Fridays than I thought. Because there's one from 1976. There's Summer Switch in 1984, which is the same kind of idea. Billion for Boris is also the same idea. Freaky Friday in 1995. Then there's Freaky Friday in 2003, which is the sequel to. Freaky Friday 2018, which is it's an adaptation of the Broadway musical version. Okay.
Okay.
And then there's this one, which is a sequel. I wrote in my review, I gave it 3.5 stars because I thought that like it exceeded, just being like a solid comedy. They also brought back the bonkers cinematography, which I really appreciated because that was my favorite character from the first movie.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
You can't. When it comes to comedies this year, nothing's got top Naked Gun from what
no,
I
yeah,
hear. So you had to you had to you already have like the top. So it's pretty much like what's another like what's something good but not as
yeah.
funny.
Because like for me on my rankings on Letterboxd, it's not like objective quality scores. Like 3 stars is every good movie. Like everything that's a good movie is 3 stars, right? That's like your average. Like most movies fit in a 3-star level. 3.5 means you did a little bit extra to kind of exceed where you like the parameters of your movie. 4 stars mean you did something really cool and innovative. 4.5 means you have a nearly perfect movie, but you made a couple stumbles. And then 5 means you have the most possibly perfect movie you could. Like there is like
Yeah.
the only issues in here. Like every movie's got problems, right? Because it's a miracle movies get made at all. But if you get a 5-star from me, that means that you exceeded all expectations, and any complaints I have are overshadowed by how great the rest of it is. So this
Can't
three
do.
and a half is like good. It's like it's above average in
I
my
can't
my
do.
scale.
I can't do ranking systems because like
I thought I
so for
couldn't either,
me
but then I developed this own crazy mental thing. Like 2.5 means it fell below average. 2 means it has major problems. 1.5 means it has severe problems. 1 means at least you tried, and half means you did something morally offensive or you didn't try at all.
I think for me it's like if I better at talking about what I like and dislike about something than like giving it a numerical score.
Yeah,
Because look, you look at my League of Comic Geeks, I gave half my comics 5 stars because I go this book made me happy.
yeah.
That's
I'm
what
also like
happened.
incredibly forgiving with these scores because I've made movies. I know how hard this is, so I'm incredibly forgiving. But I thought this was great. I guess let me talk about some other highlights. They brought every cast member back from the original movie, like
Okay, that's
everybody.
cool.
Because there was like in the first movie there was Rosalind Chow, amazing actress. She was on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, for example. She was in the first movie, and she owned this Chinese restaurant, and her mother gives like Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis the fortune cookies that um, causes them to swap places, right? And so the two of them are there at the like because there's another wedding happening, so it's like they're at like the bachelorette party and they're catering the food there. And so like it sets you up to think like, oh, they're gonna cause them to switch bodies again. But like there's a moment where it's so there's a moment where you think they're going to be back and doing the same thing, but then the movie swerves and does it a different way, which is what I really liked about it. Is it would have a callback, but the callback wasn't just we're going to repeat the same thing we already did before. So it was great to see them. They brought back Mark Harmon, who was the husband to be in the first movie that Jamie Lee Curtis was marrying, and so he was back and he was great. He was really funny. Because he was just like unfazed by things. Like he was like, I already went through this wacky experience once. They're acting weird. I'm just gonna wait for this to play out.
Like
Manny Jacinto's so damn good in this movie that he needs to do more like romantic comedy stuff, and also like he has a dance scene where I was like, oh, is that why you're able to wield a lightsaber so crazy in Acolyte? Um, but yeah, he was great. There was like some other random cameos, and the two younger actors who played the two daughters, they were hilarious, and they did a really good job with the body swap things. It's tricky because it's like you got to act like a different person. So it's like they had to act like Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. I think they did a great job. They sold it. It was believable. And they even brought back some of the other like bit part characters from the first movie, and it was really great. And then one of my highlights of this movie, as well as the first one, was Chad Michael Murray playing the ever confused Jake. Because in the first movie, Jake had this major confusion going on because he liked the daughter, but when the daughter was in the mother's body, they connected on an emotional level and like their love of music, and so he started to like kind of fall in love with the mother, and he was just like very confused the entire movie. And they brought him back, and it's like once again body swap stuff is happening, and he's just also very confused. And I just felt bad for the poor guy Like there, and there was like this moment where he asked like Jamie Lee Curtis, which has there's a one of the teenagers inside her body, but he's like, "So is your husband still alive? Is he still with us? You're still married?" I was just like, this guy is still hung up on this woman 20 years later. Really funny stuff. Really great.
You know what film I recommend? That's the same premise as the Freaky Friday stuff. Is a film called Freaky. It's a horror comedy twist on Freakier Friday.
Sounds fun.
Friday where and it's like a fun self-aware comedy like Megan and such like that. It was and somebody the same director who did Happy Death Day. You know those films, but
Yeah.
where the main girl gets body swapped with a serial killer. But serial killer.
That sounds awesome.
And it's a great film because it's actually done by a great director, and there's a lot of great like LGBT themes in the film about essentially in that film. Really good film.
Let me just confirm I found it because this looks like it.
Freaky 2020 is the
Cool.
date of the film.
Put it on the watch list.
Yeah, it's a really fun film.
Mr. Tanuki doubles up on Freaky is a great movie. So yeah, I need to check that. I need to check that out. Mr. Arrowverse also agrees. Mr. He said, "How does this tie into the Friday cinematic universe?" So yeah, no. I also see people talking about Chad Michael Murray. He's a great actor. It's funny too because I was watching like some of the behind the scenes stuff, and he was doing like interviews, and it's just like in the movie he's like plays this guy who rides a motorcycle, he owns a record shop, he's so cool, and he's like doing interviews, he's like, yeah, I go to bed early because I got a couple kids to take care of. And it's like he's just like he has the same exact voice he does, and he's like playing these cool characters, but he's just a cool family guy, like at home. Like that's just awesome. Also shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis because the teenager she swapped with is British in the movie, and so Jamie Lee had to keep using like the British version of words all the time without using the accent, and that's got to be hard to keep up with. But I got to give her credit. Like she would always say Los Angeles.
Yep.
So yeah,
it's Jamie Lee Curtis, so she's always great.
She went for it. There was my mom and her about the same age, and there was a few jokes that Jamie Lee did, a few physical comedy jokes about being old, and my mom was just hysterical. She was laughing so hard. It was great. Hey, Super Sentai Fan 2004. So yeah, it's great. I highly recommend it. If you don't see it in theaters, definitely check it out on Disney Plus. Like it's definitely good. Like I wasn't sure, but like it's solid. It's real solid. All right, I finally saw Eyes of Wakanda because I didn't see it last week.
Oh yeah, what you did? Because I really enjoyed it.
I really liked it, and I don't want to spoil this show for anybody because
there is a twist. There is actually a big twist at the end that does connect to the MCU, the greater MCU.
I was watching this and I was like, for the first 3 episodes, I was like, this is pretty good. I really like this. And then the 4th episode, I was like, oh my god, anyone who's seen the Black Panther movies needs to see this show. Like, there is, it seems like it's kind of like a completely standalone thing for most of it. And then in the 4th episode, I was like, this has to tie into the movies at some point. And the way it does was so magnificent that, like, you guys got to see it. If you like the Black Panther movies, like, you need to go see this, like, immediately. It's amazing.
It's great. I wish I was so happy seeing it not be like What If. I was so happy to see have an actual art style.
It does
good
and like
beautiful beautiful painted backgrounds and everything. Like looks so good.
It looks amazing, and then every episode's like its own story, but then it all ties together into like one.
Do you also agree this show like was made to be an animated movie that got?
Oh, this totally felt like an Animatrix. Like,
yeah, because I know Predator. There was a Predator animated film also came out this summer, and that was also an anthology film with the same idea, where it's like a Predator in different eras, and like it also almost like the same animation style. I'm like I feel like this would have been an anime movie, but this is like no MCU. You can't be a movie because people get confused.
Super Sentai Fan. It takes place before the movies. It takes place over several centuries.
Is this the earliest in MCU we ever been?
No, Eternals is still.
Right, I keep
Because
forgetting that's
the
so
first scene in
early.
Eternals when they come to Earth and it's like the proto-humans, so it's
I
like
keep forg- I
they start civilization in that. So yeah, it's
Hey,
just yeah.
props to you remembering anything for Eternals. I barely remember anything
I've
from
seen that movie
Eternals.
3 times. I actually, it's funny because I think that Eternals isn't a good movie, but like it visually pleases me. Because it has really interesting production design. Like I like the way the costumes look and the ships and stuff. And I watched it like the first time I watched it, I was like, this is all right. Second time I watched it, I'm like, I really like this production design. And then the third time I watched it was just for note taking on a timeline thing I was doing. Like that was all I was doing at that point. Hellfire says
Doesn't
if Eternals got followed up, it never got followed up. It's never going to be followed up.
I didn't yeah, not no spoilers, but doesn't the last episode actually references the Eternals with the certain
Yes.
thing they were fighting? Okay, I was
There's
because I
also an
heard
Iron
about that.
Fist in here if you're a starved Iron Fist
Yeah, no,
fan.
I love that. That was probably my favorite episode
Mm,
of the this or the Achilles, like this episode 2 with Achilles, because
yeah.
my partner's a Greek nut.
Yeah.
He was telling me all about like the whole story of Achilles and all that stuff. I found what they did in that episode was so fascinating and
Mm.
really cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. And you know, the thing is it does tie into stuff. It doesn't have to tie into stuff, but I think the way it did it like made it just like all kind of like it's the stuff I like because of the MCU. You know, the further we got in the MCU, I do love a lot of the standalone projects, but the MCU does work its best when it is connecting to other things. And in like significant ways, not in shallow ways. Not like, oh, that person's here, but like, oh, that thing is like that thing. You know, that's what I like about it.
It's to me it's good extra material because you don't have to
It's not an
watch it,
essential thing at all. Yeah, it's like if you're a fan of the movies,
but
like, yeah,
you don't have to watch it, but if you do watch it, it does lighten the Black Panther movies even
yeah.
more. It's what I call good
It makes
good.
it makes the movies even better. It makes the movies even
Mhm.
better because yeah, like I just the because I love the Black Panther movies, as we'll get to when we get to the tier listing of the show. I love the Black Panther movies. So, all right,
It makes T'Challa's character even more important in the
yes,
greater MCU, which I really like because it was like a nice way to give some love to Chadwick Boseman
hmm
in an unintentional way, but also like I feel like intentional way. And I think it was really good how they handled it.
definitely. All right,
I think it also helps that Ryan Coogler did produce these. So like I think if you're gonna make more of these spin-off shows related to a character, always get the producer of those
yeah,
movies to make sure things kind of align. It feels and
just
such.
somebody that can come in
Also,
and go, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that, and then pull it all together.
again, if I have a nickel of how Disney Plus butchered releasing a show produced by Ryan Coogler, I will have 2 nickels.
And we'll have
And then
3 in terms of black-led projects this summer that got absolutely no marketing. Proud Family
also,
Louder and Prouder season 3 came out, and there
oh,
was like
oh,
there was a minute-long trailer back in July, and this one poster that's reusing assets from the previous 2 seasons posters, and then zero fanfare. They dropped the entire season.
yeah. First off, thank
Yes,
first of $5 to Toma. Thank as she said, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're joining the stream, everybody.
thank you.
I'm a but technically now Ryan Coogler didn't produce Proud Family, but it just again
It's
black.
another black-led project from Disney that went on Disney Plus with zero fanfare.
Yes, so
So
that's the thing. I didn't even know because I follow cartoon stuff very heavily. I didn't know there was going to be a third season of Proud. I thought it was going to be a 2 season series. So I heard no
yeah,
word of a season 3.
it was one of
It's like
those.
so.
It was one of those. They produced season 1 and 2 back to back, and then they got renewed for season 3 after season 1 aired.
Yeah,
So
because there
yeah,
was a gap. Was there a gap
there was a
between
gap.
season 1 and season 2? Yeah, so that's why I thought like, oh, we're just not gonna get season 3 or anything like that or anything. But here it is, CJ just dropped out of nowhere. It's like, god damn, this got no marketing at all.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. Um,
Actually,
yeah,
do we count this as 4 if we count Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur this year?
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur got a little more promotion because it actually aired on Disney Channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a Disney Channel show that also airs on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Whereas
this
this
is
is a
Disney Plus
Disney
only.
Plus show. They did air season 1 and 2 on Disney Plus, on Disney Channel. But they don't seem to be airing season 3 on Disney Channel. So, also there should be a season 4 because the last episode of this season's a part 1.
Oh, or like season 4, like season 3, part 2, or something like that.
Something. Because they said this was the entire season 3. And they did that with season 1. Season 1 ended on a part 1 that was picked up in season 2.
2.
Yeah, because season
Okay.
1 was 2022. Season 2 was 2023. February
then
2023, and then now we're
then
August 2025. Like, yeah, I think,
yeah, so that's what I didn't know because it was such a year gap. There's a year gap, so like I
yeah.
didn't like
Because
God.
this season's 9 episodes. The previous 2 seasons were 10 episodes, so I think that is the whole season. And they're just going to do a 4th season. Very weird, though. Hey, Disney, like,
Not,
market your stuff better. Come on. Also,
not,
stop releasing
not,
all your stuff back to back, because Disney put out, like, Eyes of Wakanda last week, Proud Family this week, Fantastic Four 2 weeks ago, Freakier Friday, this weekend. Like, they put out too much of
Ironheart. When Ironheart came out, wasn't that like soon after, like right before Fantastic Four,
It
right?
was about a month before. That one was well spaced out. Like, Ironheart was, like, the June thing, and then
But
July was...
wasn't Andor Scene 2 right before
Yeah, it was,
Ironheart?
but
I forget.
there was at least a gap. Like, the problem is, like, Proud Family, Freakier Friday, and Louder and Eyes of Wakanda all dropped within the same week, which is like too much. And Freakier Friday was the one that got promoted the most.
Because it was in theaters and movie and all
Yep.
that stuff. Also, white woman.
Yes, 2 white women. But there was good
Yeah.
diversity in that movie. There was Asian people, there was
Oh
black
yeah.
people. Like,
No, there is. There is. But the
I don't
main
want
thing
to make it sound like Freakier Friday was like a white party, but it was 2 white leads. Like,
yeah, 2 light leads. Yeah.
yeah. I do think it is probably like it's a combination of, like, I don't want to say that Disney's doing it intentionally, because they don't promote their animated shows very well for anything. It's just 2 back to back was certainly
Don't forget, they buried Eyes of Wakanda because not only they released it earlier, but that was the same day. That was on Spider-Man Day.
yeah. They
Jeez,
put it
I
out on
wonder what Marvel.
Spider-Man Day right before Bad Guys 2 came out.
Yeah, it's one of those like, geez, I wonder what Marvel superhero people are going to talk about that most that day.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Black Panther.
It's going to be Sony, like, pumping out all that Spider-Man behind-the-scenes stuff. Yeah. So I think, I don't know why they never moved. They should have left Wakanda at its August 26th date, because there's nothing that weekend. It could have dominated the whole weekend. Disney sometimes is like, I think Disney gets jealous. They're like, oh, Bad Guys 2 is coming out. Quick, release a Zootopia 2 trailer. That's like, half of the trailer is just a clip from the movie. Because they didn't finish recording the movie until a week and a half ago.
Wow,
I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Anyways, news time. So, if you guys been following the crowdfunding going on in the toy community, there's 4 of them right now.
It's been very hectic.
It's been very hectic, and I'm also going to tell toy companies, including Hasbro's doing 2 at once, you all don't have to do this at the same time. The audience of buying big expensive toys in a crowdfund is a small audience, and you start splitting them up like this, you're not going to get your stuff funded. You know, if Mattel's like, we're going to launch at Comic-Con, then Hasbro just hold off. Also, Hasbro, don't do 2 of them at once. Like, you think they're different audiences, but from what I can tell, it's one audience that has the money to drop on this stuff, and they get split up, you know? Like, as much as...
I think Hasbro really does not understand how kind of terrifying the 80s toy crowd is, to be honest.
and it's amazing that they don't understand that, like, Hasbro sort of treats each... See, that's the thing with tech. You can have competition when you're doing it all at the same time. That's cannibalism. It's like when movies come out too close together. They just start eating each other because it's just you're too much of the same market, right?
The Crown and Cookie Monster came out the same day almost. I feel
yes,
like I remember.
Something like that. Or the time we had like the Rancor at the same time as the Sky Striker at the same time as HeroScape, and only the Sky Striker made it.
Because I try to remember. I don't remember the Transformers ones were all at the same time or not. I feel
like Hellfire mentioned, the Skybound Transformers comics and Leo Kaiser were at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that was a little more different, but still, like, it's
still the same brand. And the problem I think with Hasbro is they keep treating G.I. Joe as a separate company from Marvel, as a separate company from Star Wars. It's like, no, most of your audience is buying from multiple brands at once. Dr. Grid, the reason Barbenheimer worked was it was 2 completely different movies, and so there was like a bunch of people that only saw Barbie, a bunch of people that only saw Oppenheimer, and then like a small crowd in the middle that thought it was a fun double feature. That's the reason that worked, is because it was 2 completely different things. Like, I went and saw Barbie. I didn't go see Oppenheimer. You know? Like, I was not one to do both. So I think that, like, the Haslab thing, there should only ever be one Haslab at a time. It doesn't matter what it is. There should only be one Haslab at a time. And also, Hasbro should not be trying to compete with Mattel. If they could look at the history, they would know that Mattel puts a crowdfund up at Comic-Con, right?
Yeah,
also, they have a partnership with Mattel right now. Go just ask them when they're doing their thing so you don't cannibalize each other.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. Like, I think some people think like the toy companies are like at each other's throats half the time,
No,
but
they
I
talk
feel
all
like
the
there's a lot
time.
more. Yeah, like like, there's some exceptions, but like a lot of time they are talking at the very least.
Yep. I think Hasbro tries to do what Disney
White.
tries to do, which is just steamroll everybody else, and it doesn't work.
I mean, isn't Hasbro just the Disney of the toy company industry?
Yeah, basically, they really are. They own too much stuff. They have so much product coming out they can't market it all correctly, and they keep thinking if they show up, everybody else will back away. But other companies, just like the other studios, are realizing they don't have to back away. So, speaking of which, the Snowcat finally funded, like 3 days ago.
How many days? Let's see, how many days left?
3 days left. It has not.
Wait,
you ain't getting any tiers at this rate. It only funded 3 days ago. It's at 8,714 backers. The first tier is at 10,000. This ain't happening. You're not getting all the tiers. If you want the Snowcat's happening, but I don't think the tiers are happening. It's adding like 25 a day.
So I feel there's a combination of why I feel like why this done so poorly is one, obvious fatigue. There's obviously a fatigue on Joe Haslab's.
And I think Joe is aligned because they've been pumping out like 50, 60 figures a year, plus big-ass vehicles.
Two, space, of course, as we keep mentioning. But also I think Dree. I think the big thing about Dree, I think Dree's, is why this one was tougher, is because I feel like the Snowcat, while a proper vehicle, is a little too situational compared to other Joe vehicles. I came to realize, because I was like, Sky Striker, that's always gonna be, no matter what area, there's always gonna be a jet, not Sky Striker, the Rattler, his tank, there's always gonna be his tanks. The Dragonfly, like, those are very general. You could put them in any display. Like, you want to do an Arctic display, you could have those two there. Snowcat, only thing is to be in the snow.
The only snow-based G.I. Joe we got before this campaign was Snow Job.
Yeah. So, like, I think that's the big third reason why I feel like this is that didn't do as well.
And then fourth reason, economic structures of the world.
Yeah, that's the big four. Yeah, that's the main four reasons, because, 4 reasons why. Like, and this is not to say the quality of the toy, but I think it looks as good as the other Joe vehicles. But like, there is a limit. There is a limit to how many.
Because honestly, even if I had the space, I'm just not interested in this. Yeah.
The Snowcat, while a popular vehicle, is not his. Like, his tank are like the main tanks.
Yeah.
Cobra and like the the Rattler and the Dragonfly, and the Sky Striker are like the main vehicles, sky vehicles for Joe and Cobra. All that stuff. And also, like, I do notice that, like, when it comes to G.I. Joe, is they usually they like to do like whenever you have something from Joe, there's always something for Cobra on site, because we got the his tank, but we also got the Vamp at retail.
Yeah.
Right. And then next was the Dragonfly, but then we got the Sky Striker. You had the Rattler, but also you had the Cobra Bubble vehicles.
The Trouble Bubbles. They got the Claw. Even like the Stinger has like surface-to-air missiles.
Yeah, and Snowcat didn't really, like, there probably is a like Cobra version of the Snowcat, but like that's either gonna be next. That could have been the next one, which who knows now. But in terms of retail, like in terms of like the retail vehicles, there's nothing really combating the Snowcat from what I've seen.
And there's like you got some Arctic bats, some Arctic Vipers, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think the most famous scene involving the Snowcat is from the movie, and it gets thrown over and wrecked by Nemesis of Enforcer like almost immediately.
And the only other famous thing about the Snowcat is there's
the
a transforming match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, Blade Raider mentioned the the Ghostbusters Haslabs. When they're the props, they have no problem funding because those are the least expensive, most accurate Ghostbusters props, and the Ghostbuster cosplay community is super strong. That is a different audience.
That is a much different audience.
That's not the toy audience, that's the cosplay audience.
And here's the thing, most Ghostbuster fans, they're very much a 90% chance that they do want a Proton pack.
Yeah.
and such like that. And also like why the Ecto one sold well because you got like that was pretty much a one-time purchase alongside like the 4-pack they released right at the
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters. That was
Because
practically a
Plasma
one-time
series
purchase.
didn't sell well as a line, but the Ecto one did good because you got everything in one package.
That was a well, yeah, because even you're not a collector, you don't get anything else from Plasma series. You got everything you need. You just need to buy the Ecto one and the Ghostbusters that they sold alongside it,
Yeah.
and
Or
that's
if you
it.
only
You're
want
done.
the Ghostbusters 2 version, you're already set.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
done. Like you all want like that's an easy like one purchase. Like it's
Yep.
practically a made to order. It's practically a made to order item. Let's be honest.
But also adding to that though, we also remember that they did have to rescind the Tully figure being an early bird bonus.
No, yeah, no, you don't buy now. Totally
Right,
dies
and they
tonight.
eventually were like, we're going to throw him in anyways, because it did have trouble reaching its goal. It did not go immediately like the props did. The props just
We're gonna
immediately funded. So,
we're gonna talk about this when we get to the Masters one, but I think we're seeing the limit of early bird figures
yep,
now because I don't think that
it's not
Snake
working.
Ladies win. Yeah,
It didn't
because
work
I
for
think it.
Robbie. It didn't work for Tully. It didn't work. It's not going to work. Yeah, we're going to get to the Snake Lady, but yeah. Anyways, last thing on the Snow Cat. We'll look at it again next week as like here's the final total. But yeah, you got 3 days. All right. Next up, this one's just been a runaway success for McFarlane because it's just easy and straightforward, not that expensive. 120% funded on the DCEU Batmobile. There are 10 days to go if you want it. You can go back it. You know, there's multiple. I think this is actually
Yeah,
a smart idea is to have these multiple levels because I just wanted the level 2 of the car plus the parts to make the Justice League version. I didn't need a Batman. I didn't need a Bat Signal. I didn't need grayscale figures. I wasn't forced to get anything I didn't want. I could just
I would.
choose to back it at that second tier.
Yeah, here's the thing. Well, you can always ask, does this need to be a Kickstarter thing? I think that's one of the best ones because again, you're getting everything you need. And especially depend, and you can choose what you need.
Yeah.
Also, that's the best part about it.
Yeah,
You
welcome,
know,
Centurion Johnny. I think the choosing is the best part because it's kind of like the Ecto 1 as well, where you could just have the Ghostbusters 1 version or you could also get the 2 version.
again, it's a
Yeah.
it's a one-time purchase. It's a one-time purchase.
Yep. Because,
Scenario.
like, if you don't have a
Um,
Batman, you can just get the set with the Bat Signal and the Batman. And it's not even that
yeah.
expensive. I think it's
And how much?
130.
Yeah.
It's 130 for the Batman, Bat Signal, and then the Batmobile plus the accessory kit. It's only
And how much?
it's like $80
How
just if you want the Batmobile.
how much is level 2?
Level 2 is $100.
Yeah, that's not bad. Like
And it's
even then,
$20 flat rate shipping in the US, no matter which tier
yeah,
you
like
got.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, like I think that's essentially now because I feel like McFarlane's in a very weird place right now where pricing and all that stuff because those Mortal Kombat figures pricing are kind of horrendous
Lord,
with what
30
you get.
bucks and they don't even have accessories.
No, they only have hands and that's it.
I don't count hands as accessories. I count those as necessary additions.
Yeah, so Wolf, but like this is one of the better fair things. And
Yeah.
mind you, the Batman figure that's only if you didn't pick up any other bat because I think this Batman's the same Batman in the 5-pack, isn't it?
It is.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
I don't remember if the 5-pack one has fists or holding
He has
hands.
fists, so you can't hold the wheel. But
Yeah.
I feel like most people
The only one I
don't really.
needed to have hold the wheel was Clooney because his cockpit was gigantic and he was slipping under.
Yeah.
But like everybody else, I haven't needed the hands on him. You can just pop him in there and then just you push the button. It's like, oh look, Batman's in there, and you close it because you can't see him through the window, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But still, I think this is a smart move where it's a dollar amount goal and there's multiple tiers as opposed to like everybody has to buy the same package because some of the Haslab campaigns, like the Snowcat, like I wouldn't even if I backed it, I don't want any of the tiers. I would only want the base package because I don't want that big tent setup. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, you know. So it kind of I think this works a little bit better than having stretch goals. It's to just be like, which one do you want, and then give you choices. All right, moving on. The Snake Layer is 51% funded. There's 3 days left to get the early bird bonus. If you back it before 8/14, you get Skeletal Lady Slither, which is like the skeleton snake lady. And that's it. I mean, it's a $300. I think its problem is it's a $300 campaign for a playset that looks worth $200 at most.
I think the way it is, it will fun, but I don't think we're gonna like get the early bird.
Well,
Because
here's the thing: you get this with this early bird. It's different than the Hasbro ones. You get it if you back in the first 2 weeks. you get it regardless. As long as the campaign makes it, you get that bonus, but only if you back it in the first 2 weeks. If you back it on the 15th, you don't get the bonus anymore. The problem is that why would you ever back it after the 15th?
Yeah, no, yeah, that I hate that. I hate like
It almost torpedoed Eternia. It almost torpedoed Eternia because what happened as soon as the King Grayskull bonus was gone in Eternia, the numbers slowed to a crawl. And then they had to put the King Grayskull bonus as, oh, everybody gets it, and then the numbers went back up.
Yeah, no,
I don't know why we're repeating history when we already learned this didn't work.
Yeah, because early bird figures are already a problem, but I think I utterly despise this way because it's kind of like guilt tripping almost.
Yes.
Like it's like, oh, if you don't back it this fast, you won't get your bonus toy. I hate that so much. It feels like look, we already have fears of this not being made. If this was like a fun enough time. Don't add another like panic attacks of like, oh, if you don't get this.
It's gaslighting people through FOMO. Let's just put it
it's
straight and simple.
It's the worst type of FOMO to me.
But credit to Mattel, you can do a payment plan on ththese.
Yeah. I feel like
I still think it's $100 too expensive.
Yeah. I feel like this will be funded, but I think the biggest reason why people are not, because you think Masters Universe, the big thing problem with Masters Universe fandom, if it's something not from the original toy line or shows, it's not gonna be instant grab. Like they'll be interested in it.
Yeah.
But like I think it's really cared, like because you think this place it I think will suit fun. Because I think having a Snake Lair for your Snake Man, cool idea. Snake Lady that's original, that's totally original for this. It's not gonna be instant buy because they don't have that attachment with that character and such like that. So I think that's why like the early bird figure is not gonna sell at all.
Playrater says, I feel like it's the entire problem with crowdfunding toys. All FOMO at some point. Yep. That's basically the business model. It's also the only way to do some of these things. You could not sell this at retail, right?
I feel like, because I'm really curious. I feel like when the Sentinel comes out, the 87 Sentinel comes out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be the big. Because Dragon Man's a bit different because he's big, but he's more like a deluxe.
He's not Haslab sized.
When the Sentinel comes out, I think it's gonna be that's kind of the big discussion of Haslabs in general.
Like, because they did the Sentinel, and because it's, like, supposedly about the same size, it's, like, a little shorter than Giant Man, it makes me ask the question, what even could a Marvel Haslab be if you can throw a Sentinel onto Pulse as a made-to-order?
The only other, because the only other thing like, from Marvel, at least, that can be a Haslab is Fang Fang Foom.
Even then, like, why isn't he just a made-to-order figure the size of the Sentinel?
Yeah, because Fang Fang Foom is giant, but, like, I think
the only thing that Marvel could do is a vehicle, like the Fantasticar.
Because I feel like at this point with giant figures, I think people like, because like no matter what, they can never be in scale.
Yeah.
Because Galactus, like I mean, and such a character like Galactus who could change his size, it doesn't matter. And Giant Man, it doesn't really matter how big or short they are, because with those characters they can shift their sizes. And Fang Fang Foom, there's comic where he's like taller than New York itself.
Yeah.
And comic where he's the size of a building. So like no matter what,
as long as he's big, it's fine.
Yeah. Same with Sentinels and such like that.
Welcome, AR. AR said at least a vehicle you can store figures in the vehicle. Yeah, that's what we're never going to see an X-Jet, by the way, guys.
Like that's thing. Like
yeah.
I made an order Engines of Vengeance. I think do the Todd thing to shrunk it down.
Yep.
Fine. That's it.
Because I mean, they released the Vamp as like the Vamp and the what is it? The Vamp was a Pulse exclusive. The Stinger was released at like every retailer.
Amazon, yeah. I think like it shows stuff like that can show you could do. It's like because I think most people don't really need like the lights and sounds or wherever the original Engine of Vengeance.
Yeah, it was just too much stuff. That's why it made it so expensive.
There's a bare ass car is what people want.
Yeah. All right, and then lastly we have the. Oh my god, this is on such a slow crawl. We're at 3,208 backers on the Vintage Collection Republic Gunship. 28 days to go, though. It still needs, let's see, to get all of its tiers of its Glubshido Jedi, you need 14,000. It is on a crawl. I've been looking into the Star Wars community to see what they've been saying about this. A lot of people really like the base package. The problem they're having is they want to buy like 3 of them. But because it's $450, they can't.
That's the thing. That's what we talk about GI Joe. Essentially, like clone vehicles. They want army. They want army build these things, and such a.
And you just straight up can't with this.
Yeah, unless you're like a billionaire.
Yeah, and so because the thing is, and I was thinking about, I was like, oh, wouldn't that be an issue before? I'm like, no. Jabba's sail barge, one-time purchase. Cantina, one-time purchase. Ghost, Razor Crest, one time. It's just a
Only because
single item.
those are there's the one vehicles. This is an army
Yeah.
vehicle and such like that. I think I think the gunship should have been like a level thing. Like level 1, you get just the ship. Level 2, you get the add-ons, and level 3, you get like the clones or Jedi.
Level 4, you get a replacement bottom section so that it can carry the ATTE they released back in Clone Wars, because that's a vehicle they never made before, is the gunship that could carry that.
Yeah, I think they should have done that for the
Yeah.
gunship because it's if essentially if you want army build, like they can make like so if all that is what 450.
Yeah, like say this is
Maybe
like
like
the deluxe. Let's say let's follow the Ecto 1 package. This is like the deluxe, right? Then where's the stripped down bare one that you can just buy a few more of, right?
that's like a most 200 to be fair. Like
Yeah.
it's 200, just comes with a ship, maybe one or two clones. That's it. That would be. I think that would have helped us a lot better because again, the army build factor. Like you could buy one deluxe one and like two of the
The
basic ones.
non-deluxe,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah, is
Because
how
I know there
they
were several
could have done
people in Ghostbusters that they bought both. They bought a deluxe Ecto and they bought a normal Ecto, so that way they could have both cars at the same time. And I think that's I think I totally agree. They should have done the tiers on this. All right, I think we won't talk about the campaigns in this much depth going forward. We'll just keep updating you guys on how they've been doing.
We probably would talk about them once all of them are done. I mean, like the solo job's gonna finish first, but like I think it's a good like where are they after time has passed is probably the best time to catch up on them.
Yeah, I think so because like we're the numbers because we didn't really talk about any of these campaigns in depth because they all launched during Comic-Con and stuff. So I definitely wanted to kind of give them a little bit of time. All right, let's get to the fun stuff, the comic and Blu-ray news, which is
two. Oh, well, one non-Discotek,
Yeah.
and then the big Discotek.
Yeah, the Discotek stuff. I'm going to be going a little surface level on it just because we did talk about.
We did have a whole stream.
We did a whole stream
I
about it, but
well, I can comment on.
yeah, you can give comments on this one. All right, let's get to it. This first story. Here's your comic news of the week. We had that whole catalog. A couple more things popped up. Basically, premiere collections for Planet Hulk and Spider-Man: Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide was the first Miles and Peter crossover, I think, and Planet Hulk is the best choice they've ever made for this entire book line.
I say so good. So going from the good and bad, so good Planet Hulk, good, all that for $15. I think that's good. I'm not familiar with the Spider-Man one. But
I have no idea if the Spider-Man one reads on its own well enough because I've never read it.
I never read it. I see Bendis, so I fear.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
But I will say, Planet Hulk is the best Marvel premiere collection since Daredevil: Born Again.
No, the Fantastic Four one, like that has like a lot of issues in that one.
I like it, but I also don't like it. I'm mixed on it because of the abridging. I don't know if I like the way they did it.
Okay, you might want to tell me more about it because
I need to get a copy of it or like find it at my Barnes and Noble so I can flip through it because it is not the full issues of all those issues.
Okay, I didn't know about that. I just because I was looking at League Comic Geek because I saw it has like 18 issues. Like,
yeah,
wow, 18 issues. Like 18 issues.
I know because I saw 18 issues and then I saw the page count. I'm like, that doesn't line up.
Okay.
And then I heard that it's like Hickman like curated it, and I was like, okay. So what did they cut?
Okay, you might have to tell me. Yeah, you probably want to tell me that later because
I'm waiting for my Barnes and Noble to get it because I don't actually want to buy it. I have no reason to own it because I have the regular trades. But I want to flip through it and go, okay, what got Mr. Doogie said I liked the Fantastic Four until I realized I should have bought the complete Hickman Volume 1. Yeah, I'm really curious. I want to flip through it myself and then see like what did they cut.
Yeah, because I'm not familiar with Hickman's run of Fantastic Four, so I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read that eventually and see how I feel about it after I read it and see if like, oh, will this work if I don't know about the Hickman stuff, or does it not work because there's obvious holes and such like that.
Definitely. But anyways, Planet Hulk is like a really, really good choice because that is like a great standalone storyline. So more of that. All right. Let's get to the Blu-ray news. The Ultraman Arc Blu-ray is up for pre-order now. We got a release date of I think October 7th.
So it looks like they're just continuing the spine that started with Trigger, right?
Yes. For some reason, we're doing the dual logo spines. I love the front cover. Front cover's
Yeah,
beautiful.
both the insert and like the slipcover look great.
But yeah, you can see it's got the movie logo on the spine, just like the Trigger Blu-ray, and the Decker Blu-ray is going to do it as well, which is really great. And then here's our back cover, which does, Japanese and English dub, as we would expect. This will be the debut of the movie for most people.
Yeah, because it was at G Fest, I think, right?
Yeah, G Fest. So it is going to have the English dub for the movie, plus the Japanese. So, and it advertises coming with a free playable card. Let's see if that actually happens, because the last 3 of those have not.
And it also been the same one, right? The
Yeah,
same Rising card.
Because like when you go ask for it, they just send you extras. I'm like, something's weird. Stop including cards, man.
I like I like free bonuses, but like
Yeah.
like at least it's free at least. And
Matthew asked if there's any updates on the Superman Steelbook. Superman's coming to digital August 26th, so I would expect the Blu-ray in like September.
What's this? A movie that took its time to come out Blu-ray?
Yeah, 45 days or for the digital. It'll probably be like 60 days for the Blu-ray. Back in the old days, I remember like I wanted to watch the first Spider-Man movie again, and it took 7 months to get to DVD. 7 months. We're spoiled
Sonic,
nowadays.
I remember Sonic 2 taking a long ass time to come on.
Part of the reason for the Sonic, that was because Paramount's got an even slower rollout. They send it to digital, they send it to digital real quick. Then they put it on Paramount Plus a few weeks later. Then they put out the Blu-ray like a couple months later. Like even Sonic, I think Sonic 3 took like 4.5 months to come out.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Never get Dark at the Moon.
Yeah. God, that. Well, let's release it, and then like a month later, re-release it with bonus features. What? All right. Discotek. So they had their big, Discotek, the boutique anime company.
They did it for Soundout.
They did it for me. It was just Otakon scheduling kind of worked out. It was funny. This is the second time that Otakon lined up the same weekend as Star Trek Las Vegas.
They knew it was his birthday. And that's what they put a big Stark bit.
Exactly. I got served up everything I wanted, basically. Like I said, there's I won't say more complete thoughts, but more reactive thoughts on Saturday's stream if you guys are interested.
What? No, you should call it the Jerry edition.
The Jerry edition, yeah. If you want Jerry's thoughts as well. So Crayon Shin-chan's Funimation adaptation, which is an English dub only version, is coming out on standard definition Blu-ray.
So yeah, for what I understand, because his understanding with Shin-chan, it's not an adult comedy like this dub makes it out to be.
Yes.
It's a children's show with a lot of lowbrow humor.
And the Funimation adaptation basically made it into South Park.
Yeah, which I don't know that it's the classic back in the ye old days of dubbing.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's not even as old as it should be for what they did.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like those Adult Swim thing or Funimation, like what's made Funimation got the license dub and like we don't dub these type of shows. Gag comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's great to see it out again for people who do like this dub scenario like that with action. Troy Baker played action bastard.
Chuck Huber's in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Laura Bailey Shin-chan in it.
Yeah.
Also.
20 years of Discotek Media. I want to put the slide in. They have been around 20 years, not under the name Discotek the whole time, but like just in general. Like,
back in the day, like this is way before they became like the anime company they are now. They did a lot of more weirder stuff back in the day, as we see here.
As we see with their current lineup, this is now the normalized Discotek. So they talked about one of their releases was Lupin the Third Castle Cagliostro, which had already received a 4K, but we're getting a new release of it. This time it's going to be a Blu-ray Steelbook coming with a brand new dub that is the Tony Oliver, Richard Epcar, Michelle Ruff, Lex Lang, and Doug Erholtz cast, the classic Lupin Part 2 cast that dubs most things. They got to do a dub of Cagliostro, and it will be exclusive to the Crunchyroll.
Didn't the Tony cast dub this film already? Because I feel like this might be a read.
You think they would have, considering how famous it is, but they didn't. It was a different cast.
Yeah, I might. I think Funimation maybe.
I think Funimation. I know they did some of the specials. I know Streamline Pictures dub is the one that gets distributed the most.
Is that the one with David Hayter?
Yes,
is that the one with David
that's the one with David Hayter.
Yeah.
So this is going to have all 3 English dubs on it now.
Oh, that's nice. Because people who don't know, this is the reason why this film gets, I think, rated all the time and why it's released so much. Because this is the Miyazaki
Yep.
Lupin movie.
Because he had
I think
directed several episodes of the show, and then they decided to give him a directing chance for one of the movies.
Wasn't his theatrical debut, right? And before,
Yeah.
because way before Ghibli and all that stuff.
Way
So
before. This is like his theatrical directing debut. Yes.
it's a very historical movie, pretty much.
Yep. This does not include the 4K, but it does include all the bonus features that were exclusive to the 4K release. So that's really nice to see. And here's some of the cast. You guys can pause the stream if you're watching it post, because I'm not going to like sit here and go through all this. I just want to post it up there, give people credit. It's going to have a slipcover on the steelbook, as we expect from Discotek steelbooks, which is really, really nice. Mr. Yuki said this looks like the Studio Ghibli steelbooks. Yeah, it does have kind of that vibe, and I think that was probably intentional.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. This is less for your Lupin collection and more for your Ghibli collection. I won't be surprised.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna rebuy it. I love Kaguya-Ostro.
I might pick this up because I've been meaning to get more Lupin stuff. I feel like this is like a good like entry point for Lupin.
This was the first Lupin thing I showed my parents. So yeah, it's great. Amazon. I scared Jerry because it just made the and I was like, Amazon. Like I didn't even wait for the intro to start. Hey, Commodore 64.
It's the misunderstood boy. It's the boy that people who think he's violent, but he's just a friend. He wants to make friends.
I was talking about this on Saturday that out of any Kamen Rider show, this Amazon is the main Kamen Rider with the biggest character arc out of any Rider series in the entire franchise history. Where he starts in the show to where he ends is such a huge arc, and the only bummer is that they had to do a time skip in the middle because they got cut short to 24 episodes. But it is really great. And yes, we were pointing this out, that it's the Amazon Writers logo being used for the Amazon part.
Yeah, which I guess it makes sense. That was an official logo by Toei, and let's reuse that set scenario. So I mean, I like that.
And this cover is Toei approved because it doesn't have the not final art on it. So.
Oh, super chat from a techie. How much is it for 24 episodes with Toei tax?
$35. That's my guess.
Yeah,
because X was like 43. So.
I mean, with them using the Amazon logo, the Amazon Rider logo, Amazon really hopes that means like Toei can finally make actual English logos finally, because they're not the horrible block text of Fuga and Ryuki.
I do say it is, for those wondering, Amazon Riders was the English name given to Kamen Rider Amazons when it was brought to US Prime Video. So.
Yep.
The nice part is it does include the interviews with Toru Okazaki and Yoji Matsuda, which were on the Japanese Amazon's Blu-ray. And then it will have a new essay by Mike Dent. And the toy commercial. And
for the good old bathroom stall roller belt.
Yep. Then they decided to flex, and they're like, we've done more Kamen Rider than the other guys.
But don't get us wrong, the other guys are cool, so cool though.
Yes. I really need Shout to decide if what they're doing about the first Kamen Rider show.
I said this in the chat of Saturday, but I think what's best is releasing 2 volumes, 50 episodes. Because it was original series was 98. Yeah, so that's 50, 48.
And I think the episode breakdown works that you can do. The first volume would be the Ichigo arc, the Nigo arc, and the team up arc, and then the second volume would be like the Shin Ichigo and Nigo stuff.
Because there's no way. Because look, let's face it, there's no.
You're not going to get it 98 episodes in one set. It's not happening.
Not even that, a 98 episode 70s Japanese show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, as much as we love Kamen Rider, that's an instant tank. Yeah. That's an instant tank right there for sales.
And as people have been saying, also, if they don't want to do it, sub-license to Discotek. That's what I mean by Shout Factory needs to figure out what they're doing, because at this point in time, right, we are sitting at Discotek. We'll talk about this at the end of the thing. They're going to have almost the entire era of Kamen Rider out, except for the first series. And so if Shout was worried that the sales wouldn't be there because it's Showa, this should prove to them the sales are there, and that they should just release it.
I think the problem with Shout with original series, because I think since they're more mainstream, they kind of worry more about like, oh, it's too scared to sell.
Exactly.
Or Discotek is boutique company, so they know they probably know what the audience is. And Shout
and I do want to say, like, some people were saying like, oh, Shout can't sub-license it. There is ways to sub-license. It is doable. Toei wanting to push Kamen Rider in the West more, you know, if you can get them on board, it could happen. Like, it's just, I think something needs to happen with that first show, because that's definitely the thing. It's not going to be, you know, like I think that Discotek could do it. I think that Shout could do it. It's just somebody needs to have like the push go button.
I think the biggest thing is I did realize because Show has it on streaming.
Yes.
Do we? But we don't know. That means they fully have like the physical rights.
The only reason, there's no reason to say that they don't have the physical rights. You know, there's no evidence in the contrary.
Yeah, there's probably a good chance they have the physical rights, but since it's only been on streaming, there might be a like a asterisk, like they have it for streaming but not physical. So we'll find out one day. I feel like we'll
yeah.
I
definitely think that like it's something that needs to be resolved, because we're getting to that point now. And with the Kamen Rider Global Twitter account tweeting out about Discotek releases, that says to me that like Toei's people that are doing the international stuff are paying attention to where everything is at. It's not. I don't think it's a slapdash as it once was. So I'm hoping that it will result in something, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, all right. They also wanted to mention we release a lot of Tokusatsu now. Please print it in the newspaper, and everyone go take an editorial column in your local newspaper and be very confused when it gets rejected. Anyways, the Mega Man cartoon's coming to standard definition Blu-ray.
We're fighting robot Mega Man.
So if you have the DVD set, they fixed episode 1 because episode 1 was running at the wrong speed.
Yep, gotta love weird PAL masters.
Yep.
Fine. The Mega Man reveal is probably my highlight of Jerry's reaction of the stream.
Yes. I think my other favorite part too was when I started filming like the Mega Man part happening on the stream, and I sent it to Wheels with the big text, "Wake up, bitch!" But he didn't wake up.
This is great, like, cause I love that it's not just we're taking the the from DVD. They're adding so many stuff. So like yes, as you mentioned, episode 1/6. But we also get a lot of bonus features, like more bonus features I doubt we'll ever get for this
I know,
show.
right? There's pitch pilot, there's press kit stuff, there's commentary by Ian James Corlett, who voiced Mega Man. Really great stuff. And then it also being an SD Blu-ray means it should be pretty affordable because it's just a single disc.
So some history, because for people who don't know, especially about the original pitch pilot, so people who don't know, because the series is done by Ruby Spears, who Hanna-Barbera people, and as we see with some of the storyboards, originally the show was originally going to look more like the games with the more like Inafune, anime art style, but decided to change it because Western people want Mega Man with the muscles and more older teen characters, so they changed it to be the show we got to now. But what's cool is as we see when the storyboard the cells while ago. I think like a couple, I'm not sure remember 2020s or late 2010s. Someone found a box of cells of what was here. I don't think those animations were a pitch by, but more like because a lot of people don't know a lot of these kind of promotional art was still made on cells back in the day. 90s, 80s era. So people just saw a box of these, and which is related to the like the original version of Ruby Spears Mega Man. So it's really damn cool that they're including them as bonus features in a set, which is awesome. And also like they put in like commercial bumpers, the series Bible, even like a little
the Bandai toy catalog,
which is and even like a little magazine thing say like Mega Man is like the highest rated kids show of this.
It's a licensing Bible. Yeah,
which is like I didn't know those. People could get those.
I think they said Proto Dude is a pretty big Mega Man community member. Helped with this.
He also which funny enough he's also writing the Mega Man X comic, which is out now. So really cool.
I have never seen this show in full, and so I'm excited to actually finally watch it all. So I was waiting because they put the DVD out, and I was like, maybe I should get the DVD. And then I was like, then they started doing so many shows on SD Blu-ray. I'm like, maybe they'll do it on SD Blu-ray.
That was like the only like the 80s cartoon, the 80s 90s cartoon they haven't released on Blu-ray yet. So I was waiting on that too.
And yes, it also does come with the old Darkstalkers cartoon intro, and we'll talk about that when we get to the Darkstalkers section. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! He's gonna shoot President Lincoln.
All right, Urutsuki Doji sequels are back on SD Blu-ray. This is very adult stuff.
I do love before this was a Discotek is not an adult video program, but we
don't make porn, but some of the things are kind of spicy. Yeah.
So I love how convoluted this is. So for Uchi Dodoji, there's Uchi Doji 2, Legends of Demon Womb. Because apparently there's a movie version and a OVA version, from what I understand, for this
That's
release.
what it
For
seems
all
like.
these,
Yes, for all these.
yeah, all these have OVA versions and movie versions, and a recap movie, and the final and the fifth one, which is a OVA.
And includes vintage
Um,
dubs of movie 2, OVA series 3, and edited OVA 4.
and OVA 4, so that's probably cut all the
Plus
naughtiness out.
promos, special erotic collections, extensive liner notes, and more.
Oh my!
Oh my! Also, I just wanted to point out I like the disc. They did say
That's
the disc will be uncensored on release, but this was their subtle
oh
censoring.
very spicy,
Very spicy.
series.
Jerry was very excited about Golden Boy.
Golden Boy, I not seen, but I know of, is a very classic OVA.
Yeah.
Like it's like the late '90s, like what you got.
As I saw it, and I was like,
Slayers.
I've never seen this, and then I recognized the woman in pink, and I was like, okay, I've seen art from this.
in the jiggly boobas.
Yes.
I see
The clip they showed,
had,
like, I was impressed because like a 2D animator drew the breasts jiggling in different directions, and I'm like, that's so complicated.
I'll tell you, man. Back in the day, the people want to put effort in their fan service.
Also, it does contain a new commentary at Doug Smith, the voice of Kintaro. I love that there's doing commentaries, and Doug Smith did the graphic design for the cover.
And because he was originally on ADV, because I think this was an ADV dub, and he was part of ADV, but now he's part of Discotek.
Yep.
Full circle.
The Sergeant Frog movies are coming, which was a surprise because they said they couldn't get them before, but they managed to figure it out. And so all 5 Sergeant Frog movies in high definition are coming out.
Now Discotek has the complete Sergeant Frog collection.
All 358 episodes and all 5 movies in 5 sets.
That's impressive. I do.
Super impressive.
I love they make fun of like, oh, people thought we can go and get Gundam.
Oh yeah, because they showed a clip from Sergeant Frog that had Gundams in it, and I was watching it, and I was like, and Jerry was like, Gundam, and I was like, something isn't Gundam. This isn't Gundam. I've never seen this before. This is not clicking with my brain.
super chat, Mategi. See, Gundam it's not dead. This is this is an actress on it.
Technically, yes. Technically, it's not dead. Yeah, it was a great fake out. But for me, I was just sitting there. I was like, Jerry was like, "Is this Igloo?" I'm like, "No, these mobile suits were not in Igloo. This is not the art style." Like, I was just like, "What is this?" And then Sergeant Frog showed. I'm like, "Oh, it's that Sergeant Frog thing that Gundam was in." All right, Zegapane, which is a mecha series that is. This is pretty cool.
This is a 2000s mecha series that I didn't heard of until I saw they're releasing the movie.
Yes.
Also, which is
they're actually releasing 2 movies. So this contains the 2016 Zegapane ADP that's never been released in English, and then Zegapane STA from 2024 is also coming out in the same set. So this is one set that'll have 26 episodes and 2 movies.
Yeah, because I remember when STA came out, I saw the poster and I thought like, oh, that looks cool. And then since it never got released, I forgot about it because it didn't came out here. But when I saw the trailer and then I saw the poster, I was like, oh, that's where I saw this series from.
Yeah.
I need to check this out because I like the mecha design. It's
I've heard great things about it.
I like
my stream on Saturday when people were saying in the chat.
I like my other mecha series Sunrise does. Like, I like Gundam, but like I always feel like when Sunrise.
Have you watched Leisner yet?
On the list.
Okay, good, because I love Leisner. I showed my parents Leisner, and they're like, "This is like the coolest show ever."
I'm going through Macross. I'm right now going through Macross.
Oh yeah, you gotta finish your road through hell. What is it? What's the Xanatos quote? If you pay a man enough, he'll walk barefoot through hell. That's basically what you're doing with Macross, except willingly.
Yeah, but
it's good
because
it's good. It's just licensing.
Well, actually, it's only the first series, which I'm all done on the first series. I'm on to the sequels, which are all on Hulu.
Which you should watch as soon as possible in case those contracts start expiring.
Yeah, I know. Thankfully, all of it, But this is really cool. In fact, also, they're doing a complete collection set because I think STA is gonna be a separate release. But
no. It is part of the same. It's the same set that's already here. The Zegapane complete set will also contain STA. When they said their thing was, it was like, when we said it was complete, we meant it. It's like it's going to be the 2 movies and the show in one set.
Okay, I thought they were doing like a box set. I thought STA was going to be a separate.
It's all together. They just surprised because they usually don't get stuff this quick. Like Small Dream mentioned, quick to release, from when it came in. It reminds me of the Dan Kuga set, but like the Dan Kuga set was still missing an OVA due to licensing.
Hey, it's your birthday present of number one.
I mean, it's
Next.
technically birthday present number 2. Amazon's my second favorite common
Uh,
writer.
all right, but Digimon will always be a common writer.
Yes. So Digimon movie set 2.
Oh,
Um,
wheels. We mentioned Digimon. We summon wheels.
okay, good, because we have like this is the okay. Let me go over what's included. So this is going to be movie set 2, which is movies 4, 5, and 6. It's Revenge of Diaboromon, Battle of Adventurers, and Runaway Locomon. Yes, we are getting Tamers movies before the show. The Digimon Tamers Masters are in rough shape. It's taking a while. They didn't say that. I just know.
Don't some of the aren't some of the, aren't some
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Konaka worked on it. You know it's in bad shape.
Exactly. He just curses things. So the thing that's to note here is it says includes 3 lost Digimon movie dubs, which would make sense because the Toon Disney era dubs of movies 4 through 7 never released on home video. They were produced by Studiopolis to promote Data Squad, but they were never released on home video, so it does make sense to call them lost dubs. However, the clips they showed do not line up with what has existed online for a long period of time. For example, Joshua Seth is voicing Ty, not Jason Spizak. Same exact script, same exact background music, same exact line, same exact recording of Michael Rise as Matt in the same clip, but it's clearly not Jason Spizak's Ty.
Wasn't also Kurt Thornton? Wasn't Jeff Nimoy Gabumon Kurt Thornton?
It's not Jeff Nimoy's Gabumon, it's Kirk Thornton's Gabumon. And then they showed a clip from the Battle of Adventurers with Takato's cousin Kai, where he is definitely not voiced by Yuri Lowenthal anymore. It is definitely voiced by Brian Donovan, because Brian Donovan voiced Kai in the Tamers TV series. So...
Wait, I forgot Yuri. Is that Yuri's only Digimon role?
Possibly, yes. Unless he showed up in Fusion.
Yeah.
I think it might be Yuri's only... But, so here's the thing. They did not say they redubbed anything. They did not say anything about this. The clips they used were specifically ones where replacement actors were used at time of release. And then it has led me down a conspiracy hole that has led to 2 different possibilities. One possibility is they redubbed just the actors that got replaced, and the second possibility is that there was a version 2 dub made back in the day that was never released because there was never a home video. However, theory 1 is most likely the case because the Sound Cadence logo is on the packaging for Movie Collection 2. And Sound Cadence did the dubs for the first 3.
So
and usually when...
Wheels, what do you got? Sorry.
Okay, so let me break it down for you. So here's the thing. We know that seasons 1 and 3, when they were done by Saban, the audios were just, hard loaded into the video. So you'd have to, like, rip them out, if I recall, when they did the upscale.
Yes.
But because Studiopolis did 4 onwards, and those movies were done after the end of season 4.
They probably kept the audio masters, right?
That's what it's. They had the audio masters, and what I'm assuming is, remember, these movies were rushed to TV for the sake of being TV movies for Disney to just fill out.
No,
their
because
content.
they got Michael Reyes to reprise Matt, but did not have him be Takuya for the Frontiers movie, because that was that was David Wimberg in that movie.
There's a lot of weird recasting going on, right?
The theory that I have is that either, like, they came back in and switched the people out for the home video release that never was.
Because I was thinking like a thing like remember Frieza?
Or they just had the audio.
Remember Frieza for Dragon Ball Super, right?
It was Damon Mills.
Damon Mills did it for the TV broadcast, and then Chris Ayres came in and did it for the Blu-ray.
That's what I'm thinking. The only way we're gonna find out is if we can get. This is the thing I told you I wanted to talk to you before we got on air. Yeah. But what I'm just gonna go do is I'm gonna go get our Uncle Jeff. Ask Uncle Jeff to get me in touch with whoever directed the original ones. Get the original guys to talk to us if we can do this. If I can pull this off, to figure out how did they Frankenstein this release.
Because it's very weird that Discotek said nothing.
Yeah, I would say you might want to wait because there might be some NDAs.
Well, because here's the thing we're trying to find out, right? Because we're not going to try to break NDAs. If it's redubbed, that will break an NDA. If it's a dub that had existed and was just sitting in an archive, that's not breaking an NDA.
Yeah, no. What I want to do is I want to try. Well, because here's the thing: even if there's an NDA, if Uncle Jeffrey, if I talk to him, I'll be like, hey, when the NDA is over, can we talk how this came together? Because we are effing confused and so's With the Will. So if we can grab this and throw this over the With the Will, they'll be glad.
Well, with the Will like forums, because
the thing is, What the Will's run by Mark FBR, who is the producer on the release, so he would know, right?
Because he's involved.
And it's weird he didn't write it in his article either. Perrin did say, Joshua Seth mentioned in an interview several years ago, he never came back for Revenge of Diamoramon, so it's almost 100% newly recorded. Yeah,
it has to be. The only theory I have is Studiopolis had the masters outside of everything season 4 onwards. Because think about it too, they have different music.
Yeah.
They have different music, and the music's still there while they're dubbing over. Meaning they'd have to remix the entire.
Which means, they would have to have the separate audio tracks to do this.
Yeah, because
so I'm thinking the tracks are separated. It defaulted back to Toei eventually, and then Toei was like, "Yo, we got all this shit. You need it?"
Yeah.
Which gives me hope because two things. One, can we get the Frontier soundtrack out there then? In the dance squad, they have
funny.
them.
Which is funny too, Ryan, because the guy who did the song,
he released
Koichi,
it.
Just gave it to some guy to throw on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and two, I would like actually one, if it is a redub, man, they have really good sound mixers then, because Joshua Seth did not sound any like higher quality than the like Michael Reed, because usually when we record, there's a decade apart from when these shows were dubbed back then
years.
and now.
My theory is he might have recorded it and they rendered it out in like stereo or analog.
Yeah, that's definitely some.
Played with it to just to make sure it sounded like it fit.
Because it sounds so clean, you'd never notice. But it's the same exact line as well. It's not like they rewrote the script either. But because I compared back and forth, I'm like, that's definitely not the same, voices, right? Like obviously the Kai voice is obvious. You could tell, you can find your Lowenthal's voice in a crowd of 1,000 people. And you can find Brian Donovan's voice in a crowd of 1,000 people. Like it's clearly Donovan. But like with the Thai one, I'm like, is this just an audio quality thing? But I listen back, I'm like, no, that's definitely Joshua Seth now.
I also if the audio is separate from the audio, if the music is separate from the audio, I would like to have a Japanese music, English music option.
That would be cool.
For the dub. If the music is separate, because I think. It'll be really cool to listen to these movies like the redub.
Dude, imagine Revenge of Diaboramon with the English dub while they're playing Target and
I like
cool. Because I like that about the new dubs for the first three. Is you get the song.
I love the Frontier music, but like watching the new dubs with the Japanese music was a whole new experience, and I would love to have that for these films. Even though, and that's the thing, they don't.
Because these dubs are faithful enough, you don't really have to redub these movies.
Exactly.
They didn't edit them. These are the straight. They're practically the straight dubs for us.
They even include vintage English dub credits. So I think here's also the weird thing too. We don't know yet. Is this going to be 6 video files, or is it going to be an audio switch with the dubs on the same video as because it says vintage English dub credits, which says to me that it's going to be like we splice them together. And so I don't know. It's weird. It's also weird they didn't talk about these details, because usually they give us all the info up front. It's fun to do this though. It's fun to speculate.
Because
Kyle mentioned they probably recorded the new lines in the same production timeline for the new dubs from 1 to 3, which I totally agree with. Yeah.
So guys, here's the real question. Now we got to sit down and talk about this. This is the real hard-hitting question.
Yes.
How are they gonna do? How are they gonna do Frontier? Are they gonna finally go back and dub Savers, the movie that the cast didn't know? Even the cast doesn't know it exists?
Honestly, I think they will. Because since this set has 3, the first set 3, the last set is Frontier, Savers, and X Evolution. I think they're gonna release X Evolution and Savers.
Yeah, that's what I.
Because that Savers movie's really short, so it makes up.
And also, all the actors you need are still. They're also working. All the actors for basically that Saber movie.
Plus, of course, redubbing the parts for the Frontier movie for Takuya.
And X Evolution never got dubbed, and since those are not the show character, they can just cast anybody they want for X Evolution.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So I think they will.
With how good set 1 sold, I think it's entirely possible to get 3, which is going to have 2 new dubs and a partial redub. I think that feels in the realm of possibility at this point, right?
Yeah, because it's easier to dub a movie than a whole show for Discotek.
X Evolution was after Savers.
Yeah, it was in between. It was in between Frontiers and Savers.
It was after Savers, but I think like Digimon World 4 came out before Savers.
No, that was before Savers because the X Antibody story came before.
Yeah, that's right.
The X Antibody story was before
I
Savers.
remember I had Digimon World 4 before we had Savers.
Yeah, because Savers also was delayed. Let's get to it.
America,
Let's get into the details here. January 2005 was X Evolution, and then Savers debuted in Japan in 2006. In April 2006. Yeah.
And Data Squad was 2007,
yeah.
right?
Data Squad was 2007.
Like 2007, 2008.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it definitely, X Evolution was first. So, I always forget it was, but yeah, it is. Anyways.
The reason I know is just because Alphamon existed before Shine Greymon.
Point being, it's weird they didn't mention it, but I thought as well, the Sound Cadence logo is the biggest key to, like, they did re-record lines. The thing is, I thought, oh, maybe they just reused the back cover details from the first collection because the designs match up. But they added that weird-ass Digimon 03 logo that Toei requires for any Tamers release stuff.
Well, yeah, because that's the newer. That's the part of the newer English logos, like because nowadays because I noticed whenever they posted clips from Fusion, it's under that weird like Fusion battle.
Yeah.
New logo.
There's like weird logos that are required to be used, and they also said they had to fight for Imperial Dramon Paladin mode to be the spine. Toei didn't get why that was important.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got a question for you guys. All right, this is a solid question.
Yeah. Let's go through the rest of the art here.
When do you think this secret dub had to have occurred? Because
during the production of 1 to 3. During production of 1 to 3, I think.
Yeah, like essentially how it's only just redubbing, just some only small redub. It's probably it was probably the same sections probably.
Because the funniest part was, Brian Donovan either played a really good front, or because I said to him, "Yo, you do know that most likely like 2's a shoo-in, right? Because of how well it sold." And he literally even said to me like twice, he goes, "Yo, I still don't know when 2's coming out." Like he either played a good.
I mean, probably doesn't know when 2's coming out. I mean, they wouldn't tell him the release date. He played coy, but like he didn't. He didn't tell you. No, I didn't do any work for 2.
He said he didn't know when it's coming out, and that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's like because if you go and rewatch the interview, and then if I have any of the files re-recording when we were trying to edit it together, because he even asked me about, yo, is 2 announced or something like that? Like, because he's like, we dubbed it years ago. And I was like, he's like, so, and he goes, I don't know why we'd have to redub it again.
Yeah, because he wouldn't redub
like,
Davis.
I think to him,
he didn't have to. He wouldn't have to do Davis, right? He only had to do Kai.
Yeah, so most like, because I'm assuming when I was talking with him, like he just spaced out on Kai if he had already redone it. Because I feel like he would have. I
I imagine it had to be done at the same time, and that's he probably just think that he probably just think the 2 sessions part of the same session.
Yeah, they're probably all part of the same sessions, probably all blurred together. Because when you're doing dubbing, you're only doing your lines. So,
actors don't know when things come out. They just their job is to record, and that's it. They don't know when things are released and all that stuff.
I will also add that they did say this is not going to take as long as the first set did to come out. They said this is getting really close to coming out.
Yeah, because I imagine the first set was a lot of approvals because of all the new stuff and such. This one, there probably is redubbing. It's
okay. I just thought of my third conspiracy theory, which is unlikely. Did they do the redubbing? Toei didn't want them to do any of that, and they just did it, and they're sneaking it through by not saying anything. I don't think that's the case, but like,
okay, probably not, because you think
Toei's like always checking them for fan art usage, so I don't think that's the case. I think this is all approved.
Yeah, but also like, and that's the thing, and like, I guess. Actually, because it might be because Toei does pay more attention to the English side for Digimon now, and they pay, they pay more close attention of like, hey, do you like, essentially what comes to like, hey, do you do anything new? Let us know, because they're, as we've seen, Toei is definitely pushing Digimon more and more nowadays, or at least Toei, Bandai, and all that such. So
the thing is, like, I thought, like, because Mark wasn't on the panel, I thought maybe that's why we didn't hear anything about the dubbing thing, because maybe the other guys didn't know about it. But Mark didn't write anything about the dubbing in the article, and on the comments in the With the Will forums, people were like, "Is that Joshua Seth?" And like, because a lot of people looking at these movies are not going, did they redub part of this like we are? A lot of people were like, they dubbed these? Like, that was the revelation that came up, and I think pulled a lot of attention. So
Well, then again, don't
I
forget,
was
most of
surprised.
those movies only aired on Disney XD/Jetix.
they only
so
aired
probably
on
no one
Toon
saw them.
Disney 2 times each, and then never seen again.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I only saw them like 2 or 3 times.
They only
I've
went
seen them a
twice.
lot. I saw them a lot because back in
I
the ye old
remember,
days
I
of
remember
YouTube.
DVRing them.
Back in the ye old days of YouTube, where people just upload whenever they want. I remember
Yeah.
watching these films in parts back on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I watched them
it'll
too.
be
But like
just-
in terms of actual airing, they only aired like twice.
Wait,
Yeah.
Sound Out. It technically no. Okay, Sound Out. They aired. Okay, so this is gonna sound funny. They did air on ABC Family a couple of times and on Toon Disney, so they at least aired 4 times.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, because they definitely had to get. There definitely had to be more.
they got their
air
money's
dates for
worth out of it.
movies.
But yeah, they didn't do any home video for it.
They've aired them more so people can actually record them because there's a bunch of recordings of these
Yeah.
movies out there. and
Yeah,
such.
because I have a recording of Runaway Locomon.
Perrin
and I
mentioned
have the
Discotek cutting
Adoramon.
ties with Sound Cadence. I don't think they did because this new
Oh.
Lupin dub is also produced by Sound Cadence.
I think whatever people say about the whole Lovely Complex thing, that's not Sound Games. That was just one dude that was not even part of Sound Games. So that's
Yeah,
more
that was
like
one dude they
Twitter.
fired and kicked out of the
Yeah.
industry. So
Not even fine. He was never part of. He was just a guest. He was never part of Sound Cadence.
yeah, he wasn't part of Sound Cadence. He was a weird. He was they brought him on. They brought him on for something,
Yeah,
and then they were like, "Wow, you're a moron," and got rid of him.
yep, because he broke it. Well, it was because he broke NDA.
Yeah, he
That's
broke
the main
NDA
reason
and talked about a bunch of stuff that never happened because he
Mhm.
was like, I suggested they should do this, this, and this, and they said yes,
And they
and they were
didn't.
like, we never did. They were like, this guy's an idiot, and we just ignored everything he did. So, yeah, no worries on the. I just wanted to make sure that was all clear up. All right, so scheduling. They put out their October releases, and my God.
Also, I will say I love the disc because the
Oh,
disc
yeah.
art is what Pedromon's Eye, I think, right?
Yeah, it's Imperial Dramon Paladin Mode's Eye.
Which because what
Still
movie
wanna
one
know why
was
they don't know.
movie
who's
one
important
was
Omnimon,
Omnimon, right?
Yeah. What?
Like, how do they not know that Imperial Dramon Paladin Moan would be the main? Like, what did they want originally?
They
Oh my
expected,
God,
I
how
think,
stupid are
something like base Imperial Dramon or like Dukemon
Since
or
it's came,
something.
since it's 2 Tamer movies, I want to be sure they maybe wanted Dukemon.
Also,
Yeah,
another
I'm
reason this
thinking.
jumped ahead of Tamers, I think, is because this completes the Adventure Saga.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is quicker to make than remastering all Tamers.
Yep, which I'm
Which
sure they're
also-
working on. It's going to take them time.
So, question: what's gonna be the movie? What's gonna be What's gonna be movie treat collections like main Digimon? You think it's gonna be either A Shine Greymon or B Alphamon?
I think it's going to be
I would put
Alphamon. But then again, Shine Greymon's so popular now because of the card game.
It could be either or
Yeah.
because.
But Shine Greymon looks weird as hell in that movie, so maybe it will be Alphamon.
No, I
Yeah.
would go with Alpha. I would go with Alphamon only because like you have Alpha and Omega, and that's
Yeah,
the
Omega.
last-
You have the 3 like.
And
main
also,
mega
that movie's
Digimon.
like an hour something long versus the
That's the
Sabers
main-
movie, which is like 20 minutes.
That's like the main.
Yeah.
That's the main prioritization for movie tree. I think it's the big question: is would that be CG? Would it have CGI Alphamon?
Probably.
No, they'll just be they'll just be stupid and slap one of those
Cyber
really
Sli-
weird the close up profile pic of him from the first was it the first or the third adventure movie where it's just him
Try?
staring directly into the camera from Try, yeah.
Yeah.
Might
All
be,
right.
depends what art aspects are given.
Let's move forward. The October 28th releases this is the most any company is putting out in anime. In the anime world, this is the most any company is putting out in a single month. October 28th, we'll have Stone Protectors, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, Darkstalkers US, Mega Man US, Higurashi When They Cry Season 1, Terrifying Girls High School Women's Violent Classroom, Shin-chan Complete English Series, Urutsuka Doji Sequels of the Overfiend, Golden Boy, Kamen Rider Amazon, Cyborg 009 vs. Devilman, and Oron Host Club Live Action.
Man, that's a lot.
I'm going to be buying Darkstalkers, Mega Man, Kamen Rider Amazon, and Cyborg 009 vs. Devilman.
Your wallet's gonna hurt.
My wallet's going to hurt, but that video better hit. Okay, you better all watch my video on that. I'm going to do all 4 titles in one video, so...
Yeah, because there was some discussion, but there has been some weird delays with this. I imagine this all
They've
approval land.
shifted. They've shifted. They used to do monthly. They've now... because it's been the whole year. They have shifted now to be every other month they're doing releases, and then some releases are, they... Like, people are asking, what about Kikaider Reboot? It just, Toei's got to approve stuff, and they take a while.
Here's a question.
I think it's probably better Also, I imagine it's a quality control thing
Yes.
since you're releasing so many titles now.
Yep.
Here's a question: when you were doing the stream sound out with Jerry live, and they brought up the commentaries, did Jerry by any chance mention the fact that and James Corlett accidentally let it slip about the Discotek
Yes.
Blu-ray with us?
Yep.
Yes, he did. He did bring that
Yep.
up. Yep.
Yeah, because that was something that I forgot, because he mentioned to us, he goes, oh yeah, I just did a couple of commentaries recently. We're like, oh cool. He goes, yeah, they're not out yet, so stay tuned for whenever those drop. I forget who's releasing them. And so like I was like I forgot it even happened, because most of the time I was talking with him,
That
it
was
networking to get an
probably the
interview.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jerry
I'm
did
trying
bring
to
that
still
up.
get him for the interview.
All right, so the last
I'm still
reveal
trying to-
of the panel at Otakon was Monster, which is a pretty famous show that people like. It's got Japanese and English dub.
It's a very classic seinen series.
Yes.
Seinen series. I remember.
More thoughts on that you
seeing...
can get from Jerry's reaction on Saturday.
Yeah, I remember seeing. I never seen it, but I remember seeing it everywhere back in the 2000s when it was coming out.
Okay,
Yep.
so the funny thing is that show was like, it wasn't really super promoted that well, and people liked it. Like, they knew of it. If you were really like the weeaboo era, like the really otaku American, like anime wasn't really big, but like it was only shonen titles. That one was one of the ones all the older, the old kids, the high school kids were talking about. I remember it aired like right usually after 00 on Sci-Fi, and sometimes Sci-Fi would air it also on weekends, even later in marathon form, and it was a good show. Like Jerry said, Wheels would have the same reaction, because I like it a little bit more than Jerry, but it's one of those shows where like it's a really slow burn, dragged out, like very philosophical horror thriller mystery kind of shit, and like it's good. It's really good, but you gotta like really lock in to watch it because of how many episodes there are.
Yeah,
And
especially
especially back in the
74.
day, it aired late at night.
But
So, like,
luckily,
if you were going to school, boom, you're out cold. It's still
Yeah.
on Netflix, by the way. It's still on Netflix if you want to watch
Yeah, I
it.
didn't see it around Netflix.
it is
this
all
gonna be
74 episodes in one Blu-ray set, which is nice.
Oh, one Blu-ray. I'm actually
Yeah.
surprised one because it's a Blu-ray, not SD Blu-ray.
Not an SD Blu-ray. It's Blu-ray, HD Blu-ray, 74 episodes in one set.
I'm surprised about that.
Yeah.
Usually when it's Blu-rays, usually it's 74. That's usually like 2 at the very
Yeah,
least.
like they split up City Hunter 2, for example, and that's like a similar runtime. So yeah. All right. Let's just go through. These are all the bonus reveals that they did just for the online presentation, because they only had so much time in person. Project Arms, all 52 episodes on standard definition Blu-ray, plus the classic Viz dubbed version. In our Discord, somebody posted a clip from that dub, and man, those actors are putting work in.
That clip they shared. I tell you, Canadian the ocean actors from Canada, their voices are too recognizable for me to
I know.
not unhear them in other roles.
Yep. Higurashi Kai and Higurashi Rei will be released, 2 separate sets, season 2 and 3, because season 1's coming out in October. Zone of the Enders, complete anime, including the prequel OVA and the TV series in Japanese,
excited.
plus the ADV dub.
Kels was excited for this. I
Yes.
think I saw.
He was very excited about this.
Yeah, because this is the anime adaptation of the Konami video game.
Yep. Bangkok Dangerous, which Kaus was also excited about, the 1999 Thai action movie. There was an American remake with Nicolas Cage.
Hence why they posted the Nicolas Cage Superman clip on their socials as their clues.
SARS Wars, Bangkok Zombie Crisis, another one of the Bangkok films.
I saw the trailer. This looks stupid. I kind of love it.
I know. I was watching. I was like, this is a live action cartoon.
It looks so stupid. I love it.
Yep. Then we got Shin Aim for the Ace, which is the 24-episode remake from 1978. Subtitled 2 discs.
I did love it. Remake of the original series. This one's from 1978.
Yeah, because I think there's another remake as well. It's called Gunbuster. And then we got Kikaider 01 on SD Blu-ray, and they actually brought up the Toei poll, where Toei was running a poll for like what shows would be released on Blu-ray, and it was on the poll, and they were like kind of sweating. They're like, oh, what if it actually wins? And we've already got the SD Blu-ray in the works, and then it didn't win, so they were like, it's okay. It all worked out. It kind of worked out for them that they didn't have suddenly an HD version coming out.
It's definitely SD Blu-ray because Wolf, those masters are rough.
Yes.
I'll say that from the footage we saw.
Yep, they did say they got, I think they said they got all of the Generation Kikaider bonus features approved.
So, this is what we just need? What
Inazuman is the last one. Yeah, Inazuman's the last
of the
Generation Kikaider. Yeah.
Because how many of the Ishimori heroes are left? Because there's Kikaider is on the man.
There's quite a few.
We need an Azumon
there's-
Flash. We need, there's obviously Zubat, but now Zubat's getting an HD in Japan. Anybody that might license Zubat should hold off and wait till that HD is available, because Zubat won the poll.
Don't forget, there's Ninja Warrior. I forget what his name is. Arashi.
Was Detective Robot Ishimori?
I think it was, or it was one of the ones where they still put his name on the license just to get it.
Also,
What's the-
Akumizer 3.
I think it's the Machine. It's the Machine Brothers.
Yeah, Machine Brothers. Uchu Tetsuda and Kyodine. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem
we
with
saw-
the
we saw-
Ishimori other heroes is that
Robocon.
they would slap his name on it
Yeah.
just to get it over.
Stan Lee. It's the Stan Lee effect. Ishinomori's name would carry a project, even if he didn't totally work on it. All right.
I feel this guy
all
sucks.
they would be like, all they would do is be like, hey, could you character design something for us? And it'd be like, okay, done. And they're like, Ishinomori did it.
Ryan, were you going to say it
Really?
sucks? The only part of the Kikaider franchise we can't get is the anime because of freaking
anime.
Aniplex?
Yeah, was because we have this, we have the reboot, and we have Hikaider. So they had the only one
I hate
trap is the
Aniplex.
anime.
Yep.
I hate Aniplex. They're fucked.
Clanky
all-
K9
we
mentioned
all
that Robot
hate-
Detective was Ishinomori and then also Machine Man.
We all hate Aniplex here
Yep.
in this house.
All
All
my
right,
own
let's
fake
talk
fans.
about American Darkstalkers. So they talked about
Oh,
this
boy.
before, but they were like, let's give you some more details. They said, first of all, here's the artwork they produced for the release. They brought up the
Because-
old ADV DVD,
Look at that.
and then they
cover.
dropped some lore I wasn't aware of, which is that the original intro for the cartoon and the commercial bumpers featured a live-action segments with the Darkstalkers rendered in CG, and I had no idea that was a thing.
It wasn't even, it was
I'm
live action.
I'm glad you
Morgan.
finally found out because I thought you knew.
I didn't know,
Because there-
because I'd only ever seen the version that was on syndication on the DVD set.
Because
Oh,
it was
okay.
a live action Morgan that actually looks pretty nice for the time.
Yeah.
And I know you're sure they're CG. I think they're like weirdly matte painted tween animation for the rest of the characters, which was weird. They look awful. But weirdly enough, they're clearly more based on the Bingus designs because the Bingus tells Felicia. That
Yeah.
was clearly game Felicia in that crowd shot and not the design, the show design.
So what ended up happening is that they had the commercial bumpers because the guy that's producing this release had the VHS tape from when you recorded the show.
I gotta love that. Gotta love when people found lost music
Right.
because they just found their old
Old
VHS tape.
Then the intro, they
one of these
found that intro after they already sent the disc to print for this series. So the intro is going to be on the Mega Man disc as a bonus feature. So if you
Also,
want
they
the
went-
intro, it's on the Mega Man disc.
Also, they went too hard on this box art.
Yes, they really did. Also,
They-
Dr. Gred, there is a difference between Aniplex licensing a show and owning a show. They own Kikaider, and so they won't license it to anybody. We would have to hope
Well,
they release it, and they're not going to.
Is this silly false advertising when how good the box art is compared to the show?
No,
itself?
because they did use the character designs from the cartoon, right?
Yeah,
they
but it looks
didn't
so
go
much-
and draw. It looks
it looks
much
so
better
much-
than the show, yes, but they did use the character designs. Morgan still looks ugly. Like we're not straying too far from it. And the
Oh, no, no.
screenshots on the back, look at Talbane looking like he's He's
Mouse,
a
I love
Chuck-
these.
a Chuck Jones
I love
character.
these screenshots. I love these screenshots they made.
I love that
They
each cover has a different screenshot. Like the slip cover has, Felicia in her
Big-
I have
big
boobs and need to cover them jacket. Morgan
big
with
hand-
her big in power,
hand.
and Rikuo telling
Handsome-
himself that he's a very handsome fish man.
That's a bitch, man.
And then the second one has got like Morgan screeching with her long ass giraffe neck, and Dimitri in his gray gargoyle cosplay, and then the little kid hanging out with the Yetis. And then the third one's just like Talbane via Chuck Jones animation, Donovan holding a dead child, except it's not Anita, and or maybe it is. And then Raptor
Raptor-
just drinking.
Be himself. Also, I love the second Saturn cover so much.
I do.
I love the right end for nostalgia.
Yes. And what I love too is this disc art that has the opening theme where the Darkstalkers, produced by William
Where did
Anderson
the-
and Anderson scores. But then it puts ending theme, which the show doesn't have. The ending theme is The Trouble Man by Andrew Gold and Ekiichi Yazawa. The Trouble Man is the song from the OVA. So there you go.
Yeah, I love the lyrics of the opening. Just we're the dark
Stalkers.
stalkers.
So anyways, I am buying the Mega Man set because I want to own Mega Man, but I will tell you it's a day one purchase because there's a Darkstalkers thing on it.
hard. I love they're putting this so much effort for this awful,
Yes.
awful show.
God, the show is terrible. I can't recommend the show at all, but if you're going to own it, buy this release.
No, there's one way you can recommend it. Watch it with friends, because
Yes.
it's one of those shows.
Watch it with friends. I'm going to sit down and watch it, but I'm like half tempted to sit down and watch it like while streaming, so you guys can just watch me react, because I have not watched this. I've not watched this show in like...
Members only reaction streams.
Maybe.
You can time it with. I can't wait for you to make your video, because I feel like half of that video this is October.
October, yeah.
This is October video is gonna be mostly about this show.
I think I'm gonna, but I think that what is it? Isn't Amazon also October?
Yeah.
Okay, at least it's gonna be split between Amazon and that, and then the other two things I've already forgotten. Oh, I could go on about Cyborg 009 versus Devilman forever.
And
Mega Man's gonna get buried. I'm sorry. Apologies in advance for me not talking much about Mega Man compared to the other three.
Get Calson Wheels to do that segment.
I could, yes. Anyways, and then they wrapped out the stream by announcing.
Have me just do it by myself.
Okay. You can do it yourself then. I'll go surface level. You can do your own sole separate video. That'll work. Anyways, Kamen Rider Stronger is coming to Blu-ray, which is fantastic. That is like, we've wrapped out the Legends 7 Writers era. This means we have the first 5 shows of Kamen Rider, which means we have the best era of Kamen Rider. It is non-stop bangers for 5 shows. Like
best
the
cover.
whole
best cover also.
It is, yeah, it's actually off a magazine. I recognize the magazine it's from. I think I actually own it. Anyways, the first 5 Kamen Rider shows are the most solid back-to-back bangers, and they also establish every Kamen Rider trope for the rest of the franchise. All the tropes are established in the first 5 shows.
Window.
No, not even once thrown out the window, because like there's a bunch of them that are in these first shows that never.
Stronger just super forms.
Yeah, Stronger introduced super forms and female warriors, even though she wasn't officially Kamen Rider. Tackle was the first like transforming female hero.
Tackle will always be the first female right in my heart.
Oh no, totally same. The other thing is, looks like you got that, and then also Stronger was the first guy to say, I want to become an evil cyborg, and then realized I don't actually want to be evil. I just wanted the cyborg stuff, which is kind of fun. People were like, why isn't there interviews included? I have unfortunate news to tell you all. The actors all died before the Blu-ray came out in Japan. So they couldn't do interviews, and so that's why it's just going to be an essay and art gallery and a belt commercial. That's not Discotek's fault. That is life prevented that from happening. Life. Yeah. That's life. I don't know why they didn't interview Mr. Titan for the Japanese Blu-ray, because he's still going. But like, yeah, Stronger, Tackle, Tobei Tachibana, even the sidekick kid, all died before the Blu-ray happened. So they never got interviews done.
So worst case, but still, but yeah, it is miracle that we have this much Rider from Discotek.
And all we're missing for the Showa era in general is Sky Rider, Super 1, and then like 3 TV specials and a couple movies.
Yeah, but how do you think? Yeah, but how do you think they're gonna do Z-Cross?
I think there's a possibility that Z-Cross is going to be his special as the headliner, and it's going to include the Immortal Kamen Rider special and the Sky Rider lead-in special, because there was a set in Japan that was the specials. Now, unfortunately, 2 of those never got remastered. The Immortal Kamen Riders and the Sky Rider one never got remastered into HD. Only the Z-Cross one did. So I don't know exactly how they'd handle it. Maybe it's like a Blu-ray and then a SD Blu-ray, whatever. I feel like it could happen. I hope it happens.
Has SD ever been re-released?
It hasn't, even in Japan. That thing's kind of like just floating out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
also, technically, the SD Rider special, even though it's all Showa Rider characters, did release in the Heisei era.
Well, because that's with Black RX.
Yeah, I mean, so the other thing is that, so I think we're at the point, though, we're also missing some movies. But in terms of the movies, most of the movies in the Showa era are just episodes of the TV show put into a widescreen format.
Weren't there some compilation films also?
Well, that's what they were. They were not compilation films, but it was like, here's episode 53 of Kamen Rider, except it's in widescreen, and it's on a movie screen. But it's exactly the same material.
But the only ones that were movies were what, the Black and Black RX?
Yeah,
ones,
Black had 2, RX had 1, V3 had 1, Original Kamen Rider had 2, and everything else was just movie versions of episodes. In theory, they could do a Showa Rider movie collection. if Toei would let them.
Karma, the movie collection.
Yeah, in theory they can do that. It would have to be separate because of the way Toei licensing works. But yeah, it was 2 movies from the original Hellfire that had new stories out of like 5. But yeah, I think they wouldn't bother trying to get the theatrical versions of episodes because that probably are all separate licensing costs. Yeah,
and there'd be no point really because I'm not sure. I don't think they add anything, right?
they didn't add anything. They were just cropped to widescreen.
Yeah, it's not like they had new. There's like new foot now. From understanding,
some people have fan subs some of those in the past, and I've looked at it, and I'm just like, no, that's just a crop. Dr. Grid said they can do HD and SD on the same set they did it with Urutsuki Doji. Okay, yeah, so I could see that happening with the specials. You know, a collection for specials, a collection for movies. I'm hoping that's the case. You know, we'll have to wait and see. Toei willing. I think Discotek wants to do it. It's just a matter of making it all work out. So, Kaiju 94 said, didn't X have a movie that brought back Riderman? I forgot about Five Riders versus King Dark. That movie sucks. That movie's terrible.
So here's the thing.
Five Riders versus King Dark, if they never release it, it's totally fine because that movie is completely repeated by the third act of X. In that movie, they bring back the prior Kamen Riders, but without their actors. And then in the show, they bring back the prior Kamen Riders with their actors. Was
there new footage though?
There was. It was entirely new footage. It was a completely brand new
movie. They still release it because I feel like if there's anything with new footage, that should be released.
8 Riders versus Galaxy King, also terrible, but that came out during Super 1.
Yeah, I feel like if there's anything with new footage, they should be released unless it's so small, like the Taro, the baby Taro stuff.
Ultraman story. That's like that would be as pointless as releasing Zero the Chronicle. Oh wait.
Yeah, because you think how much I love the baby Taro stuff. That was so small. That was a tiny bit. Like for instance, the new footage in All Riders versus Dark. That was like a big part, right?
Yeah. It was an entirely new movie. Like it was.
Yeah, so they need that. That should be released.
Also, Blade Raider mentioned at Five Riders King Dark had an official English release on the Toei Tokusatsu YouTube. Okay, so that means it's not off limits. So, anyways, it may be a couple movie collections then. I don't know if they can fit them all in one, but yeah. Okay, anyways, and then they said, we officially even more Kamen Rider than the rest of they've done 6 Kamen Riders now for Discotek. And then here is the recap of everything in its release dates for what they announced in the stream. So I think they had a banger presentation.
Yeah, definitely. Some great reveals here.
I got my second and third favorite Kamen Rider shows, Digimon, and the most insane Darkstalker stuff possible.
You learn something new with Darkstalkers.
The crazy stuff.
Yeah. What was the crazy stuff? What?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just glad they didn't announce any of the crazy stuff that me and Jerry have been pushing for and hoping for. I was like, oh, thank God they didn't announce that, or I would have been screwed.
Hey, you got Mega. You and Jerry got Mega Man, so you got something. Yeah, you got something.
Hey, that was coming. They already did the standard release years ago.
All right, so in terms of movies,
which I had, let
me go through the Kamen Rider Showa movies. We got Kamen Rider versus Shocker and Kamen Rider versus Ambassador Hell for the original series. For V3, it's V3 versus Destron Mutants. For X, it's X 5 Riders versus King Dark. For Amazon, he only had a movie version episode. For Stronger, only had a movie version episode. Skyrider had 8 Riders versus Galaxy King, so we're up to 5 movies. And Super 1's movie was new, which I forgot. So we're at 6 movies. So it would be 6 movies, and then Blackhead 2, so we're at 8. And then Black RX had 1, so we're at 9. So it would be 9 movies. They are short movies, so maybe it could be 2 sets. But it may not be 1 set if there's that many movies. Then again, the City Hunter movie collection is like 8 half-hour movies. So it just depends. Yeah, but Tsuyoki, the V3 movie is like really, really freaking good. All right, cool. I think we're done with Discotek. I think we covered it, right? Any other thoughts, guys?
This good stuff.
Good stuff.
Like usual.
All right, let's go to the entertainment news. It's all anime news this week, which is weird. I thought there would be other stuff, but it's all anime this week.
Oh, we're post Comic Con.
Yeah, we're post Comic. Oh, that's right, we are post Comic Con. Comic Con feels like a year ago. Actually, I'm kind of glad it doesn't feel like a year ago. I mean, we'd be coming up again. This is just me stalling because I have to load these links. Gotta love the slowness of internet. Okay, here we go. And look at that. I switched over and boom, the browser thing broke again. Hooray! I don't know why OBS does this. All right, so in entertainment news, Channing Tatum and Rebecca Wong joined the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle English dubcast.
This is insane.
What?
Like, Rebecca Lang, she's an already anime voice actress. So I'm not surprised about that. But like, we're Channing Tatum, what?
Apparently, his daughter loves the show, and they've been watching it together.
Which that's sweet. I always love hearing stories about that because that's happened multiple times of why actors in this property. But like, it's so weird to hear. It's like, yeah, your usual, anime voice actors
Yep.
there and there, and then Channing Tatum, what? He's about to make a name for himself. I did look up the characters. I did look at the character he was playing, and from what I see, it's a small part, so it's not like he's voicing a major character.
Yeah,
in the
I was
movie.
asking my friend who's read the whole manga, and he was like, these two characters they're playing are like an important flashback, but they're only in this flashback.
Yeah, so that's how they go for them.
Yep.
Probably is.
And they only
small
need them
part.
for this one movie. They don't need them for all three.
Yeah, but so it is insane to see.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like what?
It's like when Giancarlo Esposito was in Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah, or no, for me it's Dave. He does voice acting, but he's also in movies. Dave Sobel is what Kaido in One Piece.
Yeah.
And he does voice
yeah.
acting. Yeah, like I know he does voice. I know he's a voice actor, but he does record for big movies, so it's so weird to see him in One Piece still.
Yep.
It's like what? But yeah, that's a fun fact news there.
Yeah, it kind of like it also does show the power of Demon Slayer.
How you did again? It's just how big this franchise.
Also, the
Yeah.
first movie's 2.5 hours. When was the last time you saw an anime movie that was 2.5 hours? They never have the budget for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because even the Dragon Ball, even the Dragon
They
Ball.
like
movies
cap
aren't
out at
that
2
long.
if they're popular. Most are 90 minutes, but 2.5, like that's
Also, I'm really
impressive.
glad that I also like from what my partner tells me, I'm really glad this is a 3-part trilogy and not because my partner was worried that they're going to adapt all the final arc in one movie. Oh, thank God, it's just gonna be it is a trilogy.
It is, yeah, it's a
Nope.
trilogy, and on top of that, they're doing IMAX screenings in the U.S. Which I'm gonna go see it in IMAX. I need to catch up. I'm only on Entertainment District arc. Anyways,
Thankfully, Demon Slayer is a shorter series, so you can.
I know
catch
I'm
up very
halfway through
fast.
Entertainment District. I got like 2 or 3 more. I think I have like 24 episodes left. So,
Mhm.
all right. Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans Urder Hunt's movie, which is the compilation of the story from the mobile game, which is coming to theaters October 31st in Japan, and then will be coming out everywhere else later. It is done to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Iron Blooded Orphans, and so they're going to be including a short with the movie that is a special short for Iron Blooded Orphans that features the characters you would recognize because none of the main characters from IBO are in Urder Hunt. It was a whole new cast. And it's funny, too, because the mobile game had 2 sides to it. You could play the original Iron Blooded Orphan story, or you could play the new interlude story between seasons 1 and 2. So they've done that again.
That's so funny. That's so funny because on my Macross, binge, when I was looking through the Robotech stuff, I learned about the Robotech movie they made back in the day, which was that was like Project Megazone, I think was the original Japanese film. But they advertised it would star your favorite characters from the Robotech series, and since that film was
that
not
happened with Megazone.
yeah, but that's Megazone, not Macross. So
Yeah.
it just reminded me.
It's
of
like
that.
when you see, like, what was it? I was watching Soul Eater on Funimation now back in the day, and it was, like, from the studio that brought you Cowboy Bebop. I'm like, Bones didn't animate Cowboy Bebop. And I realized it was talking about the dub studio. Small Dream, like Small Dream mentioned, it does the short does seem to go into the gap between season 1 and 2 as the movie. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Also, Iron Blooded Orphans is 10 years old, and my Barnes & Noble still has a display case with old IBO kits that have fallen over.
Yeah,
10 years.
I think that would terrify me. Wait, I go like, what do you mean Iron Blood's 10 years old now?
Yes.
God, I remember when I was coming out.
Yep. Uteki's like, Soundout watch a Soul Eater. I watched it all the way through once.
I think it's so weird because, like, even though we're like watching more because you got the build series, but we have Witch and G-Clocks, but some reason Iron Blood still feels recent. I mean, it's recent, but like it still feels like.
You know what I realized too about? I realized this earlier when I was watching the trailer again, just in case there was anything. I didn't have any thoughts on it. I'm like, I'm just gonna go see the movie. I realized that because we talk about like in movies and TV, like when they're putting projects together, there's like always the question: are we making this for the female gaze or the male gaze? And that is gaze, G-A-Z-E, not gaze, G-A-Y-S, because a lot of other things are made for the gaze, and that's different. But that's a whole different category. But like basically, it's like,
Stop it, you silly sound out.
look, I'm being real. This is like I'm doing just a legit thing. So like for example, like.
Oh, I know.
Like Barbie as a movie was made for the female gaze, right? Whereas like Mission Impossible is made for the male gaze. So I was looking at it and I realized that like IBO was made for the male gaze and and Witch from Mercury was made for the female gaze, but that both applies to both spellings of the word gaze.
Yeah, but say there one from what I haven't seen Iron Buff, but isn't there a lot of buff men?
Yes.
In IBO.
But there was this conversation people were having on Twitter again. It comes up every once in a while, where it's like if you look at like Hugh Jackman on the cover to Men's Health, he's got his shirt off and he's super jacked, and then it's like Hugh Jackman on like the cover of like Women's Life magazine, and he's wearing a nice sweater, and he just looks pleasant. And it's like that women are not like usually like super into like the super buff masculine types as much as they're like, we want, you know, somebody that'll like love us for who we are, you know. And so it's like funny because like IBO, a lot of its fandom is not like you think with how like the show is portrayed, like the show would have like a lot of like female fans, but it really doesn't. It's more male fans, because like male fans are like, oh yeah, super buff dudes, I want to be the super buff dude. And then also like, you know, it had gay people in it, so of course like the gay fans showed up, and then, you know, Witch from Mercury is very much like a softer kind of approach, so it's got a lot of female fans, and then it also has a lot of gay fans because the show's gay as hell. So they managed to appeal to all groups between two different Gundam shows. So anyways, there you go. That's demographic breakdown, because I don't have anything else to say about this movie besides that.
All I'm worried about, I really hope this is a coherent movie and not because I hear we're talking the game cutscenes they make to a movie like like
I hope it's coherent. I'll report back whenever this comes out in theaters. I'll be there day one. I still have my Tekadan flag up for a reason. I love this show.
Maybe you know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Remember when they made a movie version of Lego Batman 2?
Yes.
It reminds me of that. So they actually did animate new stuff to be fill in the gameplay stuff for that.
I think it's going to be the same case as well. Is that like they're going to fill in like the action scenes. It's probably why it's taken so long. Apparently, this movie's been done since like a year and a half ago, but they just held on to it because they're like
this whole project.
Yeah.
Is, I can't wait for the history. Someone make a history video because this whole thing is like a rabbit hole.
Mobile game takes 4.5 years to come out, exists for 10 months. Gets canceled before releasing anywhere outside Japan, gets movie announced, waits 3 years, then releases movie. What the hell is this thing? I'm looking for. I have no idea what happens in the story because, you know. All right. Speaking of women, One Piece Heroines anime is announced. This is a anime adaptation of the light novels. Which they did say light novel in this article, right? I thought I saw visual. Oh, key visual of adaptation of light novel. Funny story.
You read them? Have you read these?
Just came out recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Viz just released these, like, this year for the first time.
Have you read these yet?
I haven't yet. I've been binge reading the Ace novel, because I thought the first Ace novel was kind of boring, so I put it aside, and I was like, I should start up the second one, so I can, like, you know, read the heroine stories. And then, like, the second one is, like, really damn good, and, like, starts getting into, like, the stuff of, like, him and Whitebeard and his, like, rivalry with Blackbeard and all this. I'm like, oh, this is the stuff I was looking for. Not spending 2.5 chapters on an island trying to get off of it. So, anyways, the way Heroines has worked for...
Wait.
Yeah. It felt like a buggy story. So the way the One Piece Heroines novels have worked out, though, is it's an anthology. So it's like each chapter is a story. So like there's the volume 1 was Nami, Robin, Vivi, Perona, and then a bonus Nami chapter. And then volume 2 was Hancock, Tashigi, Reiju, Uta, and then a Nami and Robin bonus chapter. So they basically, like, I think Viz knew this was coming, and they like got these out. Which does that mean, since they're putting the Law novel out in October, we're getting an adaptation of that? Also, why didn't we get an adaptation of the Ace one?
So I imagine this is not. I don't imagine this could be a full anime series, but I imagine it's like OVAs or something like that.
I feel like it's going to be
specials.
like one episode for the Nami story, one episode for the Robin story, one episode for the Hancock story, like that. It's probably gonna keep its anthology style.
I do like. Really about the keep. I do like it's a different art style from the main show.
Yes, it reminds me of the art style for Fan Letter.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing more about this in the future. Oh, by the way, this is all part of One Piece Day, which happened on my birthday as well.
They knew.
They knew.
It was like the planets aligning.
Planets aligned.
How do we make Santa happy for his birthday? Well,
I was like pulling a tiny chopper out of an arcade machine when like the last piece of One Piece Day news came out. It was crazy.
Is your birthday like that one picture of the person eating all the cakes?
Yes.
Was that you on your birthday?
I think it was pancakes, but yes, that was like me. Also, because the restaurant we went to gave me a free dessert, and my parents had also bought a cake, so I had a lot of dessert that day. Anyways, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4.
Little fat boy.
Yes, I did, but I'm going back on my healthy diet. It's okay. Anyways,
he can spoil himself for his birthday.
It's true. I was wearing my Luffy t-shirt. I had the patron saint of eating too much. Anyways, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4.
Like Goku to me.
You've not seen Luffy eat. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4.
No, I have. You've seen the Gintama crossover where him, Goku, and Gintoki or whatever.
It was Toriko.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. They're all the same shows to me after a while.
Fair enough. Anyways, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 has been out for like 5 years, but they keep giving it DLC support. They had announced that they're going to do a PS5 version.
Good old Xenoverse support. I mean,
yeah. So, anyways, they announced that they're going to do more DLC, and they announced a PS5 version. Then they put out a poll where you could vote for who the characters would be in the DLC, and so they revealed some of the DLC in this trailer. They did not announce when the PS5 version's coming, though. But I imagine that with DLC 7 coming out this fall, it's going to launch the PS5 version and DLC 7 at the same time. Like, that's what it's going to be. Interestingly enough, DLC 7 is going to contain Rob Lucci's CP0 version, so his Egghead version with the Awakened powers. But they didn't reveal who the other two characters are. See you later, Mr. Nuki.
This is the first 8 because the game went up to one. I don't even.
It went up to Film Red. Like, it went far enough to Film Red was the last DLC.
Yeah, but because the Wano stuff, at least base game was the beginning of Wano, right? From what I understand.
Yeah, basically.
Because Gear 5 and Kaido were like DLC, I think, right?
Yeah, they were DLC. So this is our first Egghead related. I think the next two DLC are going to be Egghead as well.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be Egghead theme for this DLC pack.
That's right, Kyle. The main story is a what-if Wano scenario, because Wano wasn't done, so they made their own ending.
They couldn't Naruto Shippuden Ninja Storm 4 for it.
Basically, LPH said, will we get a dub for PS5? Probably not.
Never, because even though it's so big now, they don't dub the One Piece games.
Nope.
For some reason.
Guys, what we'll do is we'll have like a robot Luffy fight them and do stuff. Yes.
Sure.
That sounds like something. Egghead.
We have robot Naruto.
That sounds like something Egghead Island would do, from what I know of it.
Yeah, no, Vegapunk would totally do that if he wasn't being like persecuted the entire time. Common Joe said, how much of the story does the game cover? So it does the major arcs like Alabasta,
very abridged.
Like it's very abridged. It's not like Pirate Warriors 3 starts and does every arc. Like there's a stage for every arc in Pirate Warriors 3, but with 4 they had to go just like the big major arcs to do the later stuff. Anyways, the point being, the other two characters, we don't know who they are, but we do know the DLC Pass 8 because these were the winners of the fan poll. It's going to be Eneru, King, and Zet. Cool Zet got in there because he's from Film Z. And they will also, if you buy Character Pass 3, you'll get the Kamusari technique for Shanks because that's a move he used in Film Red.
Is that who's
no? That's the move Shanks used against Kid. Actually, never mind.
Who's the cool guy with the wings? Because I actually like his design.
Oh, that's King. Really he's part of Kaido's pirate group.
Oh, he looks cool. I like his design.
Yeah, he's really cool. And he launched like 1,000 fan fictions when his helmet came off. But yeah, so basically that's going to be the DLC. Character Pass 3 is going to be these 2 DLCs plus the bonus character thing, and it'll launch this fall. It goes up for, I think they're going to put it on sale soon. So we'll see what it is. But
DLC 7 is 2025, DLC 8 is 2026.
Yeah.
They said in the trailer.
And I'm waiting for the PS5 version to come out because I haven't actually started Pirate Warriors 4. I bought it when it was super cheap. But
it runs pretty decently, but like it'll probably run better on
Yeah.
PS5, like a native PS5 version, pretty much.
and
Stuff
so
like
I
that.
thought like, well, I haven't played it yet because I was going through Pirate Warriors 3 and I finished that.
I
And I
won't
got
be surprised.
other games
I
to
won't
play.
be surprised. I won't be trying to do a Switch 2 version of Pirate
Probably.
Warriors
They're probably going to
for
wait
with-
till DLC 8's out and then do like a complete edition.
for Switch 2 and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
But I'm going to wait till the PS5 one comes out, then I'm going to play through this. All right, let's get on with this. To the big thing, which was the trailer drop for One Piece Season 2. I have a problem with all the articles and the official images released because they left out something, and I had to do it myself. Anyways.
Geez, I have this feeling I know what.
Yep. So we got, not only did we get a Season 2 trailer, we got a renewal for Season 3 with production beginning this fall. So they're not going to be doing another multi-year gap, thank God.
It's got to come quicker. Also, I did like Season 2. It has a subtitle, Into the Grand Line. I like that's
Yes.
kind of cool.
I did like that too. I'm really looking forward to Season 3, the Alabasta War. Because like they confirmed this. I think even Oda said at One Piece Day, he sent a message for it. He said it's going to go up to Drum Kingdom. Kyle says the gap was because of the actor strike. Yes, for one of the 3 years that the gap existed.
Yeah.
The other 2 years are like the production's taking so long because they had the entire first season done, let everybody go, wait for the thing to air. Then it was like, oh, it's popular. Let's go make Season 2. Actor strike happened. Writer strike happened. All right, we have to delay it. Okay, now we can do it. And then actually had to start, like, they couldn't do any pre-production stuff. And it was a whole mess. And so now that's why it's been taking 3 years to get the second season. I think it's smart that they're just like, all right, we're just going to jump into Season 3. Like, let's just get going. Because this thing's popular.
Is Drum Island, you think, is a good place to stop?
Yeah.
Stuff for the live action series?
Because they go straight into Alabasta after Drum Island. I mean, there's some other stuff in between, kind of, but like they go pretty much straight to Alabasta. So it's good to just keep Alabasta contained into one season. I think. Because
because I'm not familiar with Drum Island, so I'm not sure that would be a good like. If that's
Drum Island's also the introduction of Chopper, so that's a good.
Oh no! I was talking about because is this season going up to Drum Island?
Yes.
Right. I was talking about I thought you were talking about Season 3 because
No, I was talking about Season 2 goes up to Drum Island.
Okay,
so then Season 3 would start Alabasta.
Okay, I got confused. That said the season would end with Drum Island for a second.
Yeah, the second season would, because that would be the Chopper debut. So, anyways,
which really, because I'm assuming they're still working on it. He's not in this trailer, but I imagine they're still working on him.
Yeah, I think also all these clips that we saw are from Logetown and Little Garden. So it's just
Logetown looks so cool. Looks so nice here.
They built Logetown practical, but yeah, we got shots of all the cast. They fixed Sanji's wig, which is nice. It doesn't look weird now. We got our first looks at several characters though, like my Princess Vivi here. She looks incredible.
I'm really glad they cast a person of color for V because Alabasta's like
Alabasta's a desert kingdom, and I don't get why everybody looks white as hell in the Toei version.
Yeah,
why is everyone so pale? They're in a desert all the time.
Yeah, they're very. You could kind of call it like Arabian, almost like Middle Eastern place. I think it was really smart
too, because most of those characters were still pretty white in the manga.
Yeah, I mean, because he doesn't like even when he colored them, they would get like some shading, but not enough, right? It's like Usopp.
I remember, because I remember some Vivi color art where she's definitely more tanner.
Yeah, she's at least got a tan. She's not like the pasty white. I mean, they made Usopp whiter than Luffy now in the current Toei stuff. So, but anyways,
remember, Asia does not like things that are
Toei doesn't like it specifically. This is a big Toei problem. Anyways, moving on. Vivi looks amazing. I think
this to China.
This casting looks great. This casting works. Right. I think she looks amazing.
You guys can see. I'll be back in a second.
Go for it. Her father is also cast, I think, appropriately as well. I think it's a really smart choice, and I love that she got to keep the blue hair as well. It's like when they did Nojiko and she still had her like hair color. I think it's just awesome. And people that want to be like bad about it can meet me outside. I will fight everybody for her because look at her, she's amazing. She also has a really cool action shot. Also, that's another thing in the trailer is that they got a new action choreographer. It was the action director from the Rurouni Kenshin movies. Like after season 1, McHenry was like, we need some better action directors, and was like, how about this guy? And so now like season 2, and they even showed some of it in the trailer. Season 2 is getting a little crazier with the wire work, a little bit more involved choreography, which I think is awesome. So yeah, and Vivi does this really cool shot where she like jumps up and she's like using her wire stuff. I'm like, I can't wait to see more. They showed our good boy. How's this? Is this Droggy or Broggy? Broggy. This is Broggy. One of the giants, which I'm happy to see. He's not a CGI abomination. He looks kind of like a dude that's just been like blown up in VFX, which I think is just badass, because the more old school filming techniques we bring back in the modern day, the better everything's going to look. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool that we got like giants looking giant. Nami and Zoro look great, but here's the one Marine I respect, Smoker. And I love that this show does not like have a problem going, yeah, we're gonna put the actor in a white wig, we're gonna give him the open jacket, the giant motorcycle, and he's gonna have the 2 cigars, because that's Smoker. And so I appreciate just the full-on commitment to, we're just gonna make him look just like the anime, and I appreciate that, because that is what should be done with adaptations, is like, that's Smoker. And I'm really impressed. And then they had this amazing shot of Nico Robin in a doorway with like flower petals flying out, which is, I don't know if that's a Toei anime thing. It's not a manga thing. And I just think it's kind of cool, because her devil fruit is the Fleur fruit, so it's, flower kind of based, and so I kind of like her just like entering with flower petals. And yeah, the Muteki's saying zoom in, because there was a close-up shot of her in the trailer, and they didn't actually put it in the official promo images. So I went and screen capped it myself, because she looks beautiful, and she looks perfect. And why is this not one of the official promo images? It's in the trailer, but she looks amazing, like absolutely amazing. And also in terms of like timeline of the show, I think they're giving her a bigger part in the show than she had at this point in the time in the manga and the anime, because she doesn't really show up till like, I think right before they go to Drum Kingdom, which would be towards the later part of the season, but this trailer is clearly the early part of the season, so I'm just like, yeah, I think they're giving her a bigger part, kind of like they gave Garp and Helmebo and Kobe a bigger part in Season 1. So I'm really excited about Season 2, because I think it's looking fantastic. Production values are great. The casting I already was on board with, but the visual look of everybody is just spot on. And I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased. I can't wait to see it. And then I'm really glad that they're just filming Season 3 right away, so we don't have to wait too long. And then we can start getting more casting news, because like when they drop the casting news for Ace, the internet's going to lose the shit. I just know that's going to happen. But yeah, anyways, it looks great. I don't have anything else to say. Wheels, you got any questions for me?
Not really. I hate One Piece.
Cool. All right. I think that's about it on the entertainment news on the docket. Let me close this before it starts playing the trailer, and then I get in trouble. Hey, Wheels, have you talked to Kaus about King of Fighters enough to pretend you're Kaus for a minute? I just want you to like hype up with me, talk about like Benny Maru from King of Fighters 98 getting an action figure, and just like talk about how cool it is, because he doesn't get that much merchandise. Okay, could you just like lie for a couple minutes just so it feels like we got it going? He's never really had a good toy before. Let's go with that.
I guess so. I mean, I just want the women. I just want more other characters.
Okay, well, anyways, here's Benny Maru joining Storm Arena, who is freaking cool, because we never really get Benny Maru. He's kind of one of the King of Fighters characters that get overlooked a lot. And yeah, he looks really cool. His pants make him look a little restricted in the hips, and I don't know if that's just them kind of really sticking to like his game model design.
Back.
You're back.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about Benny Maru.
Oh, Benny Maru, he looks great. Again, I'm surprised that they chose it first and not Kyo. But
Yeah.
I'm not complaining because I like Benny Maru a lot.
Yeah, he's really cool. Also, yeah, the thing I mentioned that wasn't in the official promo pics was the close-up of Nico Robin. For some reason, wasn't in the official stills they released. So I just screen capped it myself. My queen.
I always love Benny Maru's man horse short shirt.
Yes, he's keeping the crop top alive, and appreciate it. All right, Nacelle was at the Star Trek Vegas convention this weekend, and they showed some more sneak peeks of figures, like Sailor Worf and Sailor Geordi and Valeris from Undiscovered Country, and the Romulan commander played by Mark Leonard that Brian Volk-Weiss technically spoiled in my interview I did with him. Because I mentioned Mark Leonard's version of Sarek, and he was like, but I'm already, oh no, wait, that's the Romulan commander that Mark Leonard played. And I was like, did he just confirm Romulan commander to me? Yes, he did. There it is. The cool part is the accessory loadouts. So, like, Geordi comes with the holodeck arch. How does this line function? I don't get it. How is this line this damn cool? You just...
I'm curious how big. I'm curious how. I imagine it's gonna be in pieces because no way. Like, I don't know what the boxes look like for this line, but
yeah,
I doubt.
I can kind of see the seam lines like across the top arch of it, like the arch and the two side pieces. I feel like that's going to be in 3 parts, but like it's going to be full size so that action figures can walk through it because Brian Volk-Weiss is a madman. Yeah, I dig this a lot. Wheels, do you like the Generations scene where they're all wearing old-timey sailor outfits?
Yes, we've had this conversation before when we first knew this was coming.
Yeah.
We were like, yes, this is great.
Which one was singing? Which one of the crew was singing sea shanties?
It would be Worf, but he's going to do Klingon opera instead.
Yes. Also, wow, these MVC boxes I just got in my War Machine Omega Red. These boxes are actually really nice, like the gloss varnish on like the characters or in the logos is actually really nice.
And the character portraits on the side that kind of look like the character portraits from the game.
Yeah, but legally sync enough.
Yes.
So they don't get sued.
So the Romulan commander, because he was famous for pretty much you only saw him from the waist up behind his console, so they gave him the whole ass console.
How many sets he's gonna fit in the box? Like you need when you review these.
The box for Valeris is apparently, or Valkyris. The box for Valkyris is apparently huge because she comes with the entire Genesis device. She's in wave 1.
Is that the titty woman?
Yes.
With the giant, Genesis thing. You need to do a video of. You need to do a segment where you unbox these things. I'm
gonna definitely show them in package when I review them for sure. Because like I don't know how these all fit. Like I'm still not sure how the horse is coming with Kirk. Like how is that pack out going to be like? You know?
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the statue horse.
So Valeris doesn't look as insane of accessory loadout, but she comes with literally everything you'd want her to come with, including the space boot, because that's part of the. There's a lot of like subterfuge and intrigue stuff. She also comes with a betrayal face, which I think is fun. Not a death face, but a betrayal face.
Da boot.
Da boot. And then Worf.
All I know is that they're gonna. I know the MST3K people are gonna buy it because it's Kim Cattrall.
That's true. Yeah, it is Kim Cattrall. Worf comes with 2 separate torsos, so you can have him in the sailor jacket, and you can have him with the chains walking the plank because he comes with the plank.
He comes with the plank.
He needs the plank.
Yep.
Come on, he needs the plank. He was on the plank.
Exactly. No, the appreciation of commitment here is great. And yeah,
great
so that was.
This is why I could never make a toy line.
Great prop to use in videos.
Oh, totally.
Plank.
Oh, totally.
This is literally why I could never technically make a toy line because this is the shit I would do.
Yes.
Hey, if Brian Volk, well, first off, you need to make a company that can make money. Then, if you have enough money for that, if you make enough money, you can do this as a side hobby. That's
how it works. Yeah, he says they make so much money off the Netflix deals for documentaries that like the toy line stuff is just for fun.
That's how you can get away with it.
I'll tell you this right now. If you slap me like the ability that Nacelle has with Star Trek, if you gave me any Tokusatsu property, probably that's like the big 3, Ultraman, Sentai, Rider, you would have like every accessory possible.
Oh, totally. We also got one more reveal at their panel, which is Carol Marcus, who also comes with 2 separate torsos, so you can have her jacket look or non-jacket look. Plus, she comes with like a display monitor that has like Chekhov and Paul Winfield on it. This line is amazing. I can't wait to review these. Very excited.
I mean,
tell me when the best figure comes out, Soundout.
What was that? Can you say it again, Wheels?
Tell me when the best figure comes out since you mentioned Paul.
Yeah, I know. He's going to come out at some point. He has to.
Timba. His arms wide.
Oh, right. Yeah, Danthon. Yeah.
You know what's insane? The fact that these are all I think all original sculpts. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, every figure's an original sculpt so far. I thought maybe Geordi and Worf were sharing a jacket sculpt, but they aren't. because Warp's bigger.
Yeah, from what the looks of it, there's not much reuse for the looks of it, which is usually how you save money.
Yeah, because like a lot
but
of these could have had reuse, but he decided to make them accurate instead.
Which is like,
and again,
goddamn.
they're priced at $28.99 on Nacelle's website, and they're like $33 on Big Bad. Madness. Anyways, speaking of things that are priced insanely, you can get an entire wave of Star Trek, or you can get half an Amadamus Makima Predaking.
Do you like ice soup?
Yeah, exactly. So this Predaking is going to run you like $400 to $500 plus tariffs and extra shipping fees. And it's basically about the size of the G1 toy, I think.
Wait, would that be small then? Because isn't the G1 toy pretty small?
Yeah, I don't know what... I know the G1 toy is not as small as the other Scramble City guys. He's bigger than that, but like...
Yeah, he's bigger than the Scramble guys, but
I feel like this picture's not supposed to be showing the scale so much as like the design.
Yeah, because I was say, because if he's if he's G1 size, then he's like about the size of a commander at the very biggest.
Let's see, is there a size listed? No, they didn't list the size. Anyways, it's the 5 Predacons. They're done in an anime style, so that way they can look kind of like Call of the Primitives with their super anime style, and then go for articulation.
Obari.
That makes Razor Claw look really weird.
It's just Dan Kuga.
It is kind of Dan Kuga. The thing here too is that you have Razor Claw is actually doing partial skeletal stuff because his legs you can see like the part from the knee down, which would normally be parts of Tantrum and the other guy. It actually isn't. They're actually like those knees on Razor Claw are the knees of Predaking. So it's doing a bit of like skeletal cheating in a way. And then like the feet and stuff. It is very involved and very intricate looking, and it can do like the superhero landing pose, which is very impressive. And it's very cool. He's got a waist swivel and ab crunch and all that, but at $400 to $500 with Takara Tomi's track record of QC, no thank you. I don't want to invest that much in a Takara Tomy product because they do good stuff, but it can be real hit or miss at times. So,
you know what's hit or misser right now?
What's hit or misser? What? Yeah, I know. It feels like Raiden shouldn't be that hard. He's six triangles. 6 rectangles. It's because they overdid it. We were saying, like, why can't we get a good Raiden? He's just 6 rectangles. Yes. And then also the size was so big because they wanted to make sure it was like scale model train. Okay, Mutegi said that 300 millimeters is the height on Predaking. That makes him 11 inches tall. That's not gigantic, but it's not tiny. It's not huge. All right, let's talk about some figure arts real quick. Pretty quick. Are they muted? Did the Discord audio disappear again? Oh god, it did. Oh my god. Yeah, everything's been breaking today. Let me reset it. Hold on. Yeah, that's the important part. All right, they're coming through now. How long have they been muted?
And they asked then the stream end.
Hello, come in, come in. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
we're on the planet. We're on the planet X. Save us.
Yeah, I hope you guys haven't been muted too long. Oh, for only like a second. Oh, good. We caught it. Thank you, thank you, Kyle, for mentioning it. Because I appreciate you guys mentioning that stuff. After I mentioned okay. Basically, we were saying that Raiden Masterpiece was over-engineered when he's just supposed to be 6 rectangles. He shouldn't be that complicated. And Predaking is 11.81 inches tall. Moving on. Let's get to the Bandai news. I want to get this news done. I want to get this tier list thing going. Yeah.
11 inches of Predaking.
I don't think you're getting to the tier list this week, bro.
We're getting to it because we're only adding 2 things and then reshuffling. I just want to get it done because I feel like the more weeks we push it off, the more ridiculous it gets. All right. X Geats is coming out as a event exclusive. Yes, before Mark 9. Bandai has officially moved into the Hasbro category of, we put the repaint out first, aren't you happy?
So that means
This
we
is like,
won't
I
get.
think, guys, I think this
So
is the
here,
second or third time
what
they've
that
done this.
means is we won't get Geeks 9 into like years later in a in a giant box set with repeat series.
Yeah, you have to get Bujin's Sword and Plosion Rage and Fantasy Strike all together. Like, it's a set of 4. Right? We'll get Doom's Geats before this. You know, but anyways, it's kind of cool they're making it. It's a perfect event exclusive, though, is like to do a movie writer.
Like Doom's Geats the cool gold repaint, right?
Yeah.
I actually do like that design. I did like that color scheme a lot.
I do too. This one was from the movie, so I think it's a good event exclusive. Jimba Lemon Gaim Seiho is also an event exclusive for 13,750 yen. My God. These should go up on P Bandai after the event, so if you're getting a middleman service to help you out, yeah.
Okay, that's good. I thought they're gonna be like, why is I was about to say like Seiho should never be events. Okay, if that's the case, then
yeah, it still makes them harder to get though because they won't get like U.S.
Yeah.
distribution. It's kind of annoying. Wait, what do you mean Geats 9 and X Geats are not the same mold? They look exactly the same. Oh God, is it like the bake thing again where they changed something? Anyways,
what's the missile for War Machine 4? Is that supposed to take place in the shoulder cannon?
It's supposed to be for the shoulder cannon, but it doesn't fit in the shoulder cannon. You just got to like put it on an effect stand because it actually has a little hole in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, the effects. I thought it was for the ball joint.
Yeah, no, it's for an effect stand. Same with the effect part.
Okay.
The chests are different because it uses Vulcan Lone Wolf parts. So it's a pre-tool. I don't care. All right, Ultraman Zero Wild Burst. This is another one that makes sense for an event exclusive.
This is because it's his special new red form.
Yeah, from Ultra Galaxy Fight, and he comes with a fireball, which I think is different than Titus's. That's neat. All right, so for the One Piece World Coliseum, which is a design competition of Bandai employees from each division puts up something they've designed, and then people get to vote as to which was the best design of a product.
Remember Ace? Remember Figure Arts Ace people?
Yeah.
This is the same guy. This is the same designer.
Same designer, and he's doing Marco from the Marineford arc. Marco is one of Whitebeard's pirates that actually made it out of that arc. And he looks insane with his giant wings and his crazy bird feet and his insane articulation. And I think this is actually the first ever articulated Marco figure.
So his wings, because they had to be bendy wire, because they're clearly curved. There's some shots where he's more curved, and some shots that's not.
Not as curved, yeah.
Wire.
It's got to be some kind of bendy wire thing. This looks amazing, though. Like, I'm definitely getting it.
This figure looks really damn cool. And look, it's from the guy who made the same designer who did Ace, which that's like one of the top tier like figures of all time. But here's my thing. Why him and not Robin? This is like, I'd never heard of this character before. And yeah, he's getting a figure before.
I think the only reason he's getting it is because of the competition. I feel like, at least my hope is that, you know, they got Sanji coming out. We're going to get pre-time skip Chopper, then Robin, then Frankie, then Brooke. Like, they're doing them in order for, like, the first looks. That's my only hope, is that that's what the plan is. And that's why we're getting him before Robin or anybody else, because he's just part of this competition.
Yeah, but it's just...
Yeah. It is frustrating.
It's just getting a little annoying.
It's frustrating we got Kizaru before Smoker. Like, I want a Marine I actually respect.
Yeah, it's just a little bit annoying that we're getting all these different characters before, you know, the only other woman.
Robot said, who are the other contestants? The rest of the contestants were statues. It was like the Band Presto Master Lies line, the WCF figure, like every Bandai line. This is the only action figure line that had an entry, was Figuarts. So,
which is like weird because I feel like that those are two different market statues and Figuarts, so it's just kind of weird that.
And it's funny too, in the competition, there's two, like, it's like priced 10,000 yen or higher, or priced under 10,000 yen, or like the two different categories. It's real bizarre. But anyways, that's our first look at Marco. And then Bandai said, hey, we're going to project our plans for Gojuju P Bandai, because people asked if they do a Memorial Tegasword, you know, how do we get a Tegasword robot if you can't have the Memorial Tegasword turn into a robot, because that would be weird, right? If you make it a changer-only thing. Well, guess what? They're just going to make this Dimension Zeno figure Tegasword Red, which is a DX-sized Tegasword figure. It's only the red version, and it's just a big old fully articulated figure. And he's shiny. And he comes with light-up features, which is actually really cool. I wasn't expecting that. And I think this is kind of neat. They engineered a lot of different joints in him, so you can actually, like, pose. And then they did this side-by-side of, like, here's the deluxe Tegasword, which I think looks like crap. And then here's this new one that I think looks great. it's definitely if you're underwhelmed by the
It's
Tegasword as a
it's
robot, here's your P Bandai version.
it's the transformation model Katsu life suit actor.
Yeah,
Is what's
exactly.
going
Yeah,
on.
transformation
I
model
mean,
to live suit actor definitely. I do think though. There's a low chance that they make any more in this line, and if they do, it's going to be like Polar's Mech and maybe Tega June. I don't see them going and doing Tegasword blue, green, black, and yellow because they barely use them.
and also, to be honest, they're all kind of ugly. I think the
Yeah.
only one that looks decent is black because it's just a shield and spear.
Mm.
All the rest kind of look ugly.
Oh yeah, Tegasword Origin probably will happen. That's just a repaint. I definitely think that
What's the gun one called?
Tega June.
Tega June, yeah, I can see it, that one.
That one would be interesting too because she's only a CG model in the show. She doesn't have a suit.
Well, it's just a repaint, isn't it? It's just a
Oh, they
repaint with
muted
the
again
gun.
when I'm on full screen? What? It should still be working. Talk again.
Oh,
Yeah, it's working. It's working on my side. I don't know what's not working. Speak again.
weird.
Okay, yeah, it's all working on my side. Okay, Kyle says he's here. Kyle's my barometer at the moment.
But still, because
Okay, anyways,
what,
back on.
Because isn't June just take a sort of white and has a gun, and that's the only. And is that it?
Yes, but when they actually showed her in the show, she's got like a slimmer build. She's not.
I mean, that's just. I mean, so because this is just a glorified action figure, so like I could. It still could feel like an easy repaint scenario like that.
Yeah, it definitely could. I definitely think it's gonna be the major stuff. The other 4 Tegaswords, they barely use them in the show. They I think each of them got used like twice. I think yellow and blue maybe used them more times, but like they barely use the other Tegaswords. It's always red. So
because the suits look so cumbersome.
Yeah, they definitely are. All right, that's pretty much it for the news. Let's update this MCU tier list because I want to get this done today. Before I forget like words in my head. So let's jump over here. Let's turn that part off. I just went on intermission and we're back. I clicked the intermission.
Can anyone hear us? Can anyone hear us? Just in case.
Yeah, I think so. Hellfire says he couldn't hear Wheels, but Wheels wasn't talking, so that's good. All right. So anyways, MCU tier list stuff. We've gone over this. This is I'm ranking things in the regards in the space of the MCU, not like movies or TV as a whole. Like this is within the context of the MCU, right? So with that said, though, we do need to add Fantastic Four. I have been thinking on it, and Fantastic Four is totally an S tier movie. That's no debate.
It's Fantastic Four. Honestly, might be one of my top 5 favorite comic book movies of all time because I think
it's an actual comic book movie for one.
Yeah. It's like, for me, like, I have never felt so much joy in watching a movie that's like, this is like, where I go, this is so right. Like, this is like, literally the comic that jumped to screen.
Yep.
And you know what?
Imagine seeing Superman first, then seeing this, and being blown away by this.
Well, both are good. I love both.
Oh, no, they were both
I will
good,
say,
but this is the one that
Fantastic Four
really
visually does look more impressive, I think.
Yeah. $2 are Toma. Did you see about the Japanese McDonald's Pokemon scalping? I think I heard of that.
Yes, people are buying up Happy Meals and then just dumping the food to get the cards.
Which is kind of gross.
I would, if I had my way in the world, I would get rid of Magic the Gathering and the Pokemon trading card game because they've done worse for humanity than any benefit they've given anyone. The cons outweigh the pros on both those card games. They've created monsters out of people. It is ridiculous.
I think it's more the people who treat them like those. Because...
And the companies, both companies, are completely complicit in it continuing as it is.
Yeah, they don't help because I think there is some really like wholesome.
Because the Pokemon TCG thing, I know Kyle said Logan Paul. That's part of it, but this was happening in Japan.
It's not Logan Paul.
It's not Logan Paul. It is the scalper market, and
it's the economy.
It's the economy. It's the scalper market, and the Pokemon company should know better because they already did Pokemon cards in Happy Meals here, and it was a disaster. They should have known better not to repeat it in Japan.
Yeah, it's like they, I think, they really need to find a way to like they need to slow things down because I think it's the
Yeah.
biggest problem it's the spectacle boom all over again, but worse, sadly.
It is.
now.
It's lasted longer than the speculator boom of comics. It's and
Like
it,
there needs to be because
So
I
the
don't
pro
think get rid
the
of
pro the
get rid of
problem
them is not the answer, but there need to be a way to stop this. Is the biggest thing.
what they need to do is they need to stop doing limited edition cards that make
Yeah,
people
that's the
go nuts. They need to stop doing promotions that ruin things. Like the McDonald's thing is ridiculous. That was so much wasted food. And they need to stop printing things so low. They need to set prices. They need to stop doing the open price. There's a whole bunch of things they need to do. Like, but the companies are not doing.
Because I don't want to get rid of it because people kind of need some of these for their
Yes.
lives in terms of getting money.
My answer is also move to a different card game. But the other thing with that,
I mean, that's not the answer because go to this fighting game. But I'm not good at this fighting game.
I'm trying to move on to the damn MCU tier list. Like what I'm trying to say, I mean, you're pulling. Sorry, I'm not mad. I'm just a little flustered. Let me pause. Let me reset. Sorry, it just felt like you were pulling what I was saying like completely in a different direction that I didn't intend for it to go. I meant to say, what I'm saying is both card games at the moment are doing worse for humanity than they are benefiting them. Because of the people who have now exploited the way that the companies do the business behind them. Does that make more sense?
I mean, I think the only problem was I don't know why Tom was asking Soundout about card games when he doesn't really.
I don't know either, but Toma gave me money to say that, so like Anyways, we're all good. Anything else you want to say on it? Because I got completely mixed up on what I was saying. I was like, oh no, I really did say something bad. So
card game thing is more of a wheels metal thing than a Soundout thing.
Yes, but you guys, I do follow the card game business because I want to see how Hasbro manages Magic, because it's good to know because as we've learned, the way they manage Magic is now bleeding over to how they manage toys, right? Cool. MCU thing. What were we talking about? Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the GOAT.
Ryan, what were you saying about Fantastic Four? Because you were saying like good stuff about it, and I want to get back to that. Okay, Ryan blipped out of existence. Wheels, what do you want to say about Fantastic Four?
Here,
oh no, I just I was saying.
Give me a moment. Okay, cool. Back to the MCU tier list. Sorry, we just had to like settle out a little bit because we want to make sure everything was cleared up behind the scenes. Anyways, Fantastic Four. Yeah,
like it made me cry. Like the first like 10 minutes, it made me cry watching it in theaters because it was like, oh my god, this is so right. Like I think seeing Sue being respected like the woman she should be in a movie finally is like, oh. It was so good to see. And I think for me, what I wish more movies do, and comic book movies in general, is that, like, if you're not gonna adapt them, just say, "I stopped this villain," "I stopped this villain," or main drop villains say like it makes the world feel bigger. It just it's like they don't need to show characters like the Weather Wizard or something like that. But the fact that they did they did only show him, but the fact they said we stopped the Weather Wizard and and Magnet and all these other villains, like more of this,
Mhm.
please. I need it so much because it's just like it felt like a superhero movie. I love that so much.
Yeah, I think that was really one of my favorite parts. Is that it felt like they've existed for years. It's not like they tried to explain. And we've seen how many Fantastic Four movies spend an hour on the origin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really did I love it a lot. And like I said, like Wheels had mentioned, Superman, Fantastic Four. I will say that I think Superman, because I love Superman, and I love Fantastic Four. I think Superman visually still looked good, but I didn't feel like I went and watched Superman on IMAX. I watched it a second time so I could see it on IMAX. And my IMAX was closed when when Superman came out, and so I went and saw Superman again on IMAX, and I thought it looked great. But watching Fantastic Four on IMAX felt like I was like, this has to be seen in IMAX because it's visually stunning as a movie. I got to say, especially the space sequences.
I think it's amazing
speak
just because
sequences.
one, it's the retrofuturism really helped that, like laying in that it's an alternate universe where like the 50s, 60s, also futurism, like advancements all exist at the same time because of Reed and other scientists, made me feel like so happy seeing that aesthetic. It was like
Mhm.
it just hit me right in a good warm and fuzzy spot because it's such a tribute to Kirby, and that's what I think really helps it because I hate having to compare it to Superman, but I saw them both at the same time, which are both great representations of comic book movies. But as a fan of Kirby era comics and stuff, it hits so much more for me
Yeah,
than James Gunn
definitely.
going, "I'm
Mhm.
James Gunn, and I'm gonna make everything super flashy, whimsical." Like
Yeah,
that was the problem.
that's the difference,
I
right?
think the
Like you
problem is
have
I don't fully like James Gunn,
yeah, there's a lot of
and that's
James
the
Gunn in
reason.
Superman.
James
Yeah,
Gunn,
I was gonna say
yeah, but here's
just
the
to
thing. At
just to
least
clarify,
James,
because because we were talking about like Superman, right? Because I remember you and I were talking about this, that it's like if there's any negatives to take away from Superman would be some of the James Gunnisms, right? We talked about that on the stream too, with like
yes, it was
some of the way
it was that.
yeah
It was some of that because some of it was a little bit too goofy for the movie. Where like if it was a
Uh,
comic book or a cartoon,
I don't know. I
it
didn't
fit
think it had
perfectly.
it didn't
And
have a
on
tone
top of
it
that,
didn't have a tone problem. I don't think.
I think for me, what it is
Yeah,
Superman was a great comic book movie. Fantastic Four was a Fantastic Four movie. That's the best way. Like
yes,
yeah,
that's
I think that's the best way to
exactly
describe it. So, James Gunn captures that comic feel. Fantastic Four feels like this is the Fantastic Four. Like
yes.
all
yes,
the
The
space
Fantastic Four
travel,
were
the
put up.
character
I think
interaction, all that stuff. Like
Ryan,
it.
you nailed it perfectly because James Gunn is also setting up a universe. So because there's the inklings of the Justice League, it is not just a Superman film. It is establishing a greater lore than just being Superman at its core.
yeah. Like the core is Superman, but it's got all the other elements around it. Whereas this is just all Fantastic for the entire runtime, right? Yeah,
And
it's a
yeah, and
great
like stuff
observation.
like the cast is like Vanessa Kirby, fantastic as Sue. Ben was great. I was so happy with Johnny in this film. I'm so happy he wasn't stupid.
This is like
So
my
much.
favorite Johnny in anything.
I
Joseph Quinn
wish
did such a
I
great
like here's the
job.
thing. I wish this Johnny, this is the thing. As me and Sam have talked about old school Johnny from Kirby, he still had a plucky, rebellious side to him. And I think
I
that's
feel like he
the
had
thing that
that's the
the
thing
movie
because this has
he
been
had
like
it,
it's been
but
4 years.
I think he just didn't have it enough.
Well, that's the
He
thing.
needed just a little bit.
Because this has been 4 years since they became the Fantastic Four, I think he had that plucky rebellion streak, but it didn't he kind of grew out of it over time. Kind of like how Ben
Yeah.
wasn't so self-loathing. It's because we were like a little bit further in to their timeline. I feel like, you would see elements of it. You would see elements of it basically Johnny's whole
I
subplot in the movie
I
is him being rebellious. He's not telling anybody
I
about his
take
plans.
I take back everything bad I said to you behind your back.
Yes, exactly.
And that's probably one of the best lines in the film too, from Johnny.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that Johnny's still got that, but he has grown a little bit. He's more mature, and that's kind of what I've always wanted to see in adaptations,
You know
because a
what?
lot of
A
Johnny's in
lot.
Do you
adaptations
know
are very
what?
much played
Just
to be kind of dumb and young.
Do you know what one of my favorite scenes
yeah.
is?
Mm.
You know what one of my favorite scenes is the part where Grimm's on the where Grimm's on the bed. Johnny and him are like actually trying to contemplate what they're gonna
yeah, I
do,
love
and
that
then
scene.
Sue just blips in and scares the shit
Yeah.
out of them.
Yeah,
That is
I
like
love that
what
scene.
because I love how Johnny and Grimm are trying to figure out how they can handle it themselves. Like, yo, why don't we just jump? Why don't we just go jump Galactus again? We did it once. We could. I like how like they're actually getting prepped to like just do
Yeah.
too bad, because that's the one thing I like. Because that's the one thing that like even like so the original live actions captured Ben and Grimm's like Ben Grimm's and Johnny's like antagonistic "I love you brother" kind of relationship, but they made it more frat boy of the era. But this
Yeah,
one
they
actually
did.
shows the
Yeah,
shit
like
Johnny and Ben do in the comics, where they're like, okay, so let's jump this guy. I like the way you think,
yeah,
even though I
because
think
Ben and
you're ugly.
Johnny
Like
Johnny
it
do
was like
have a right. Yeah, Ben and Johnny do have a rivalry, but like a lot of time when they think alike, and thus they become like two idiots in a pot where they together like
yes,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give praise to Pedro Pascal because when they first announced him as Reed, I wasn't sure, but like I honestly think he really sold himself as Reed very well.
And it's all in the subtle acting choices he made too, right? Like it's like these little
Yeah.
things, like his eyes and the way he like would move, like he just looked
Reed-
I think
distant
my
at times.
my
Yeah.
only thing that griped me was I wish he would have been committed to cut the mustache off, because I think he looks so perfect without the mustache.
Ear, no mustache or beard. Like choose one of the
Yeah.
Reed looks.
Because
Yeah,
the thing
it
was,
was-
the
it was-
reason why he
it
didn't do
was
the
like the-
mustache is because he said, "I look so horrible in Wonder Woman '84. I'm never shaving again."
Which
But here's the
true.
thing, I've literally seen him in movies where he was clean shaven, and I thought he
Yeah.
looked great.
No, Wonder Woman '84 traumatized him, and I don't blame him.
Yeah,
That movie
I can't blame him.
traumatized me too.
I'm gonna meet Pedro Pascal and make him rewatch Blood-Sucking Bastards with me.
There you
He'll
go.
change his mind afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
I think Reed's one of those like you can always kind of like feel like he's very on the autistic coded characters, and I think he really captures Reed's like that kind of part of side of Reed very well. Also, God, I love Galactus in this film so much. That what his voice actor did such a great job
mhm.
with him.
I love
And-
the fact
and
that
physical
the
actor,
actor
too.
actually got to be. Yeah,
Oh, was he?
like
Yeah,
actually got
I
to
He was
can't
in a
believe
suit.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe. I thought he was just a CG character, but no, the fact that
No,
they actually.
he was straight up in a suit, and they just put CG over him while he was like looking more, kaiju titan.
Yeah, which is
thing.
so impressive. I was shocked when I learned he was an actual
So
suit actor.
AR
there.
And
mentioned
what was
something.
funny too is he was
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
fan of Fantastic Four. He even said, because
Yeah.
he himself said, as a kid, I loved reading these comics, and so like when they were like, "Yo, you get to actually be in a suit and do stuff," he was like, "This is like awesome to him."
So AR mentioned, I think it needed more interesting action than it currently has, which I think it is harder because it has to do a lot in a relatively short amount of time. So this is the thing that I've seen. It's a common critique, which is a fair one compared to the other Marvel movies. The Fantastic Four comics are not action heavy because the Fantastic
Never
Four are explorers and scientists.
They're
They're not.
adventurous first.
Yeah, they're more. Fantastic Four is more Star Trek than Star Wars. And
Yeah.
it's more about like going to places and solving a solution, and if you can solve it without punching something, that's like the best way to do it.
I think that was the fault of the previous the previous suit. Even I really like the '90s film, but they also kind of lean into the action stuff a little bit at the end there. Is they focus too much on the action and not the adventure part. Like I'll give some credit to the 2015 film. There was some adventuring, like a very tiny bit, but that's it. So I really like they embraced the adventurous aspect in the film a lot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So with that said, we ranking this in the top in my top 10 MCU projects, it's going at number 2.
Yep, that
Because it's
that werewolf.
that werewolf
werewolf
is unbeaten. That werewolf is a locked spot. But there is nothing in the MCU that has felt so much like reading a comic book than this movie. Like, I can't think of anything else that feels this much like a comic.
And you know what's worse? Like we got the cast is so perfect that it makes Doom feel worse.
Yes.
Honestly,
It really does. Like I always have to remember. Oh right, Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom.
yeah, because Mole Man was I thought Mole Man was perfect.
Oh, it was excellent. It was excellent. Yeah. There was I definitely in my same issue
like a more grimy Mole Man, but it was interesting they did it.
Yeah, he's grimier in the prequel comic. I think he cleaned up his act.
Oh yeah, because I think when he first started, I won't realize this one of those when he first started, he was a lot more grimy. But yeah, this is years later, so he sixed himself up.
I was gonna say I had the same problem with Fantastic Four that I do with Superman, which is that I felt like I could have 15 more minutes. Just a little bit more.
It's one of those things where, like, I don't mind. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with the later MCU films, but like, I don't think they're gonna capture the magic that was this film.
Yeah, it's
sadly.
It's kind of a lightning in the bottle moment. The one thing I think the one cut that didn't make sense to cut was the setup for the dinner scene. because they had a scene where they were giving a tour of the Baxter Building, and they're like, "We have dinner every Sunday at 7:00 as a family," and so they do the callback to it in the movie where they're like, "You're late for dinner," but they never set it up in the movie. You only know that from the marketing.
I would say that's I think one of my favorite moments with Ben. There's a lot of them, but I
Oh
love
yeah.
that. Like I love Ben was the one to figure out Sue was pregnant by just her actions. I
Yep.
love that. So sweet. I love that.
That's the thing about Ben that people forget is Ben's very insightful.
Mm-hmm.
Ben knows how to read. Like even in the comics, Ben knows how to read people. Even though he's like, I'm Mr. Grumpy Pants, I can actually read people. Like he's like somehow a profiler. He's a great profiler. And the comics like barely touch on that anymore these days. It's just, ha ha, I'm the rough Jewish guy, Yancey Street.
Yeah, but now he's like, "I'm married and have 2 kids. Everything's great."
Yeah.
Yancey Street.
Happy Ben's the best Ben.
Yep. All right, so we need to solve the. Oh, I put Eyes of Wakanda in A. We talked about it at the top of the show. I think it's great. Just put it in A. So here's the thing: we got too much in A now, or S tier, right? So I was counting it up. We got 3, 6, 9. We got 12. There's 12 things in S. I got to cut 2.
We cut 2. So it's time for you to It's time for you to go like, which one do I eliminate?
Yeah, and also maybe reorder these somewhat too.
Do you want to go from bottom? Let's go from bottom to top and see just any real reorg. I think that'd be more funner.
Yeah, because I'm like, is the top 5 gonna get touched? Probably not. Because I really love that first Ant-Man movie, and I really love Black Panther, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4 is the best season. Scott. It's the best season. Daredevil's not moving. Deadpool and Wolverine's not moving. Because I rewatched that recently.
No, I just had to quote the Ant-Man movie.
Oh yeah.
My favorite quote. You're full of shit, Scott.
Exactly. Deadpool and Wolverine's not moving. Hawkeye maybe Hawkeye moves down.
Hawkeye has to move.
Yeah, because I liked Hawkeye,
Enough
but
time's
like,
passed.
Yeah,
I like Hawkeye a lot, but like compared to the rest up there, I think it does. I think A is still good, but like I think it doesn't reach the heights as the other ones in S, but it's so good.
I'm not moving Guardians 3.
No,
but
exactly.
Now we're down to Loki season 2, Shang-Chi, Thunderbolts. Wait.
I think probably Loki. I haven't seen Loki season 2, but like I feel like I feel like
also say Loki.
Because I think Thunderbolts is such a good movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna also go Loki because Thunderbolts is too good.
And Shang-Chi is
It's like it's literally down between Shang-Chi and Loki.
Yeah, and it's gonna be Loki at that point because Shang-Chi is too good of a movie. Like that's just a solid movie. Okay, now let's reorganize A because I realized I just kind of tossed some other things in here. Like Eyes of Wakanda is kind of in high A.
So is there any you push? So what's any you push?
I'm pushing
down?
Brave New World down to a B.
Yeah, I like that film.
I think it's a C, but you know.
I like it. I think it's still better. I'm also just impressed they Frankensteined a project with duct tape and it wasn't complete crap. You know, that was impressive.
You know, that's merit. That's like C+ then.
That is merit. I'll probably put I'll probably put it around this middle section with like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2.
I like Brave New World more than others, but it definitely is the weakest film this year.
Yeah. Eyes of Wakanda I think is gonna fit. I think Loki, Hawkeye, Luke Cage, Guardians 2, Eyes of Wakanda, that feels about right. Thor's Hammer, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Wakanda Forever. I'm gonna move Wakanda Forever up. That movie.
Hey, Muteki, chill it out, bro. Don't want to have to time you out again. You're commenting too much, bro.
Jessica Jones, yeah, Daredevil, Agatha, Echo Agent Carter, WandaVision. This feels about right for the rest of A. Maybe What If season 2 moves down.
I see.
I've soured on What If over time. I think I like season 2, but like season 3 left a bad taste in my mouth.
Will you keep both Spidey films in A?
No Way Home stays. Far From Home stays. Because I don't like having this conversation because Spider-Man Twitter is insane, and then it leads to the rest of the fandom. Far From Home is a better movie than No Way Home. No Way Home is a better Spider-Man movie than Far From Home.
Yes,
that's it.
exactly.
I'm not a fan of Far From Home, but No Way Home does have a little bit of controversy. It's fun controversy. Yeah. It's one of those things where I probably would say I enjoy No Way Home more, but if I think Far Away Home is a better structured movie, as much as I'm not a fan of the writing of the film.
Yeah, because like the thing is, like, I think that you know, like on quality of filmmaking, Far From Home still is an A movie. It's No Way Home's the better Spider-Man movie. Because No Way Home, like, is a messy movie. Like, that third act
No Way
is great, but it's not, like...
No Way Home.
Yeah.
No Way Home. I can turn off my brain and
No
just
Way Home
enjoy
is like
that
Deadpool
film.
and Wolverine, where it's like, you look at the structure and you're like, what in the hell? But when you watch it, it's
No, it's
so
literally-
much fun that it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
so the way to explain it is No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine are literally, what if you wanted to really read a comic that's just asinine in the modern era?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because the thing is with
It's what
Deadpool
modern
Wolverine, a
comics
lot of the
are.
stuff that doesn't make sense in Deadpool and Wolverine can be played off because the movie's a comedy, right? No
I
Way
think
Home.
I-
No Way Home's first act is a different movie.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely say Deadpool Wolverine is a much better film than No Way Home. I feel
Yes,
like
I
the
think so, too.
emotional, I think the emotional drive of that film for both Wade and Logan is much stronger than Peter. Because I think the problem with No Way Home is all of this could not happen if Peter was smart.
Yeah.
Scenario.
That's true, because the thing is, like, you know, Deadpool and Wolverine, like, the ticking time bomb there is that they're going to destroy Wade's universe, and he can't do anything about it, and it's not his fault. And he tries to change it anyways, right? Goes against, like, everything. Whereas, like, yeah, No Way Home is like, none of this would have happened if Peter didn't screw up. And it's mostly because he just wouldn't stop yapping, which is a very Spider-Man thing to do.
Do you know what I don't like about? You know what I hate though about? And this is the thing. I
Yes.
don't understand why Far From Home onwards they had to really break the aesthetic of just the street level, because like when he was doing
And
the
that's why I'm
Vulture
looking
shit in the
forward to
first
Brand New
one,
Day.
that
'Cause
was
I feel
great
like
with Homecoming.
Yeah.
and that's
Homecoming
what
was a
I'm
great
looking for
street level movie, yeah.
That's what I look for Brand New Day, because I think the Tom Watts trilogy I do enjoy, but I think I feel like as much like No Way Home is my favorite of the trilogy. I think Homecoming is probably the strongest film for me in terms of that feeling a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, in terms of a
I think-
Spider-Man movie, because it's, oh god, it's got plot holes.
But I think I'm really glad Daniel we're getting a new director for Brand New Day. I feel
Yeah.
that would be a nice, fresh new take.
And they can't do multiverse stuff, and they have to go back to the secret identity thing, so it's like, yeah. I think Homecoming is good. Homecoming as a movie, the reason why I have Homecoming in B is because that movie has plot holes you can fly a plane through.
like the end of the film.
Yes, like the end of the film. That was exactly the example.
Which
Because one of
part
my
of the film?
biggest issues with Homecoming is that Homecoming's entire plot only happens because characters won't just say 5 words to each other. You know what I...
yeah.
That's the
right.
problem I have with that movie, right? Would Spider-Man have gotten involved with the Washington, D.C. monument? Would he have been tracking Vulture stuff if Happy would just, like, or oh god, I hate the boat scene. I actually hate the boat scene, because the thing is that there's a sting operation on that boat. Peter tries to tell Happy, look at this thing on this boat, this is really important. Happy's just like, buzz off, kid. And then Happy calls in the authorities, and then Iron Man shows up to fix Peter's mess. But the thing is that if Happy had just told
Happy's
Peter,
mess.
we got this, we have a sting operation set up, stay away from it, Peter would have done that. Most of that movie does not happen if characters would actually communicate. And and it's not really...
I kind of forgot about that, but yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in that movie where it's like, because like the idea is to put Peter in the spot where he's like, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and I want to stay that way, but he's trying to level up to the big leagues, and it's just like, it's good, and that's a good drama to have, but there's not any reason Happy couldn't have just said, we have that situation under control, thank you, don't get involved.
I actually really know. I feel like Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man kind of did that story better.
Way
now that I
better.
think about it.
Way better. That was like a second draft on that story, and I think it worked way better. Because Norman actually communicated with Peter in that show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was my issue, is that Tony and Happy both know that Spider-Man and that Peter's really eager to do this. And they won't just sit down and go, look, we want you to do this, don't do this, this is out of your league, like, we're here to help you. And so it makes Peter feel isolated and alone that he's got to do it all himself, because nobody's listening. And and the problem I have with it as well is that they could have made that into a story point that, like, Tony and Happy learn a lesson by the end of the movie going, we really should, you know, treat this kid with more respect. But they really don't.
They should actually mentor him.
Yeah. they really don't learn that lesson, and it ultimately, like, Peter's the one to say, oh, I'll just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and not deal with, the crazy stuff. It's all, like, Peter's lesson, but I feel like Happy and Tony are just as complicit in that boat accident. Because they did not properly communicate with this kid that they set him up to be like an agent for them, and then just never told him anything. And I think
what also is funny about it is that screw up. Also, I think this is a weird thing in hindsight, and I'm just pulling straws here, but my brain is like, it's firing off on all cylinders. I think because of that instance there, where Peter then has to reprove himself to Tony, and then he comes to the realization, I'm just gonna stay street level. And then Tony's like, that's a good idea, kid. And then, like, maybe Tony in the back of his mind starts playing with it. I think that's why when we eventually do get to the Avengers games and stuff, is like there's probably stuff off screen per se where Tony had to reevaluate how he treats Peter, especially then by the time when Peter does get snapped at the the first part in Infinity War, he actually is like, oh shit, I did this to the kid. I brought this kid into this thing. He shouldn't even been here fighting with us. Kind of shit. I think like I think Homecoming is a stepping point to help explain Tony's progression, even though it hinders Peter's progression in some regards.
It does kind of make the transition odd, because I'm gonna be a street level. I think I'm gonna say the street level hero. Next movie, Thanos invading.
Yeah, that's it's very comic book of Infinity War to do that. But there's a lot of arcs that get like complete, because you can tell that there was planning, and this is why people are like, oh, the MCU was always perfectly planned out. I'm like, no, it wasn't. Infinity War is like retcon central.
Man, the Avengers films are event comics.
Yes. Infinity War doesn't even follow Thor Ragnarok. And how that ended.
I mean, hey, you have Dor's gonna be the Guardians film. Next film, they get rid of them.
Yeah, that's because Taika and Gunn didn't want to do it. Neither of them wanted to do it. But no, the thing is there's a lot of issues where it's like, there's like, but anyways, the point getting back to, so like when you're talking about the trilogy, I think that, I think that's where, like, Far From Home, I think, has a bit of a better arc for Peter, in the sense that he, there's a bunch of stuff that I have a problem with how the movie's written for that reason, but there's that moment where he goes to Happy for help, and he's just kind of broken down, and he just realizes he's in over his head, and then Happy actually is a supportive adult in his life, for once.
Far From Home is a very complex movie for me, because there's moments I really like, but there's other parts that I really grown at. Mostly, I think it's a lot of the Peter high school shenanigans I grown at, because it was very like that scene. Was that scene where he's getting dressed and Flash spotted? No, it was like the stupid like rival kid spotted him in the bathroom with the HDL. I hate that scene.
No, there's a bunch of the comedy that doesn't work. But I think that, like, there is other moments that I think do work, and I think that Mysterio's plan was solid. People are like, how did Peter fall for this? Because it's really solid. Like, there's no holes in that one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now think about it. I honestly, as much as I love Michael Keaton, I think Mysterio is the best villain of the trilogy.
Yeah, no, totally, I agree. Because like he had a Loctite foolproof plan.
And that's the thing. And also like he kind of wins by default for me, because I love Willem Dafoe, but that's cheating, because he's technically not from the MCU technically.
And I'll say that because the only reason Mysterio's plan did not work in Far From Home, and he even had a backup for this, right? The only reason it didn't work is because he didn't realize how much damage Peter Parker could take from a train. Because, like, the thing is, he sets up Peter gets run over by a frickin' monorail speeding train. That should have been it, right? Like, Mysterio's plan was Loctite, that kid's dead. And then when he shows up again, he's like, okay, fine, now I gotta go plan B.
Last resort, doxing!
Exactly, yeah, and that's where the doxing thing. So I think that's the thing that makes Far From Home work, is its villain is insanely strong. And that holds the rest of the weaker parts together. And then that causes No Way Home. So in a way, Mysterio is the villain of No Way Home as well. If you think about it. Nothing in No Way Home would have happened if Mysterio didn't dox Peter Parker. So does that make Mysterio one of the best MCU villains ever? Question mark.
He's always been in my top.
I'm gonna put him in my top 3 now, because I just realized how important he is.
He's a legitimate a good villain.
That little bitch Gyllenhaal would just sign over his face right, so we could have a correct Mysterio, a dead Mysterio.
Oh, for the action.
We never got We never got a proper action. Yeah, but yeah, no, he is legitimately because I think he's like had probably the strongest motive also because even though like I rather wish Spider-Man villains are more not related to Tony Stark. I think this one feels more natural than say
Yes.
Vulture a little bit.
Because like Vulture, I don't get why
'cause
Vulture's
he's
mad
so
at Tony
petty
Stark
with
as much
Tony
as
that he was, like,
damage
almost-
control.
Damage control, yeah.
Yeah. But like Mysterio having a
Mysterio's
whole
whole point
team
is,
of people
I'm
that
willing to
Tony
screw a
Stark screwed
kid.
over is great. Because the whole movie is like, is Spider-Man supposed to take up Tony Stark's legacy? So it makes sense that all of the villains of the movie are people scorned by Tony Stark. But then the ultimate answer of the movie is that he's not supposed to take up Tony Stark's legacy. He was supposed to be his own person.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I don't like the Iron Boy Jr. thing that people throw around. Because it's only a factor in Far From Home when the world is telling Peter Parker, you're supposed to be the one to be Iron Man now. And he comes to the realization, no, I'm not. I'm supposed to be my own guy.
I think it was just because of Homecoming and the Avengers
Infinity
film
War,
make it. Yeah, it is more why we get the whole Iron Boy scenario like that.
Or like that people think that Peter Quill is an idiot. He's just a dumbass. He's not an idiot. Big difference. Anyways, I don't know of anything else to reorganize at the moment because we kind of got on a whole like Spider-Man tangent that I really enjoyed. Because I don't really.
Because I think I'm looking at your list. I don't think there's no really big because I mostly agree with some of these. I mean, for me, both Captain Marvel films they're both in C for me because I'm just not a fan of that version of Carol. Kamal,
Yeah.
but they remember. Oh yeah,
Monica.
Monica Kamal raised that film up. So much.
Monica herself levitated the movie from C to B.
Yeah, no, like I think I think back to I think the only thing I remember from the Marvels is Monica and Kamal, and that's it. Everything else is a wash.
I mean, I'm looking at other stuff here, and I'm like, I kind of feel like lowering Eternals, but I put it dead center for a reason.
Do you still agree with Miss Marvel being B? Do you still agree with Miss Marvel?
Because the structure of that show is made up for by the strength of the cast, but the structure of that show is awful.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's one of those frustrations. I like that cast a lot.
Is Ironheart on here? Did I not put Ironheart on here?
No, not yet.
Oh, I don't even have the image loaded.
Well, you do that.
I mean, it's Apocrypha.
Well, you do that. I think with Miss Marvel's one of those frustrating show because I love that cast. God, I hate how that show is written and all that such. Because oh yes, Kamal Khan, well known for world-ending threats.
Yeah, it's such an annoying thing that they. And I'm glad they didn't do that with Ironheart, which I'm about to talk about. But
and the worst part is the final episode was the best episode of the show because it felt like a Miss Marvel show.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't have that for the rest of the show.
Hey, at least it's at least its final fight wasn't cut off halfway through by a random black screen cut like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, it's weird because I agree with that, but also I don't know why, but I just like Moon Knight a lot. It has a lot of similar problems.
I liked it too. It's just, but it's just that final episode bugged me because I felt it felt like the budget ran out.
No, definitely, but it's hard to explain. But it's Moon Knight's a show that has a lot of the same problems as the other Disney Plus shows, but I just really really like it.
Strong cast.
There's something about that show that it's Oscar Isaac, and I think Oscar Isaac and the whole C Mark story, really I can forgive this because I really really like that stuff a lot. Scenario.
Ironheart's going in A, right between Luke Cage and Guardians 2.
We have what's left in the not on the tier list yet?
Runaways, Cloak and Dagger, season 2 of Punisher, and Jessica Jones season 3. I was on a roll with the Marvel Netflix shows, but season 2 of Punisher bored the crap out of me in its first episode, and I didn't go back.
Will you go watch it with him being Spider-Man?
Probably. The first episode, I was just like, and then Frank's gonna lose this love interest he has and go on a revenge streak. Oh, look what happened! It got predictable. I don't know. And Jerry agrees with me. Season 2 of Punisher is not as good because they kind of repeated the same beats.
And Jerry doesn't like it. It's not good.
Exactly. He's the Punisher guy.
He's a Punisher kind of.
But yeah, I'm putting Ironheart right here next to Luke Cage because I think that Ironheart was so good.
I need to go see it. I hear I heard nothing but great things about it.
I love a show where I don't agree with the main character's actions. That is such a bold choice to make, and I love it.
It's always funny. We have Ruri making a deal with the devil. Meanwhile, we have a preschool show where she's one of the main characters.
Yes. God, it's so weird.
Love those.
It's the dichotomy of the synergy machine, right? Oh, we got to use Ironheart. She's in the MCU. So she made a deal with the devil. Preschool show. She's friends with Iron Man.
Tony and yeah.
Muteki, yes, the new Daredevil Born Again is on here. It's at the bottom of B. Duct tape and solid acting is all that held that show together.
All the two duct tape. We say that means out of the duct tape projects, you think Brave New World is much stronger than?
Yes. I think Brave New World is the strongest duct tape project for sure. Because with Daredevil, you can tell episode 1 is a different show from episode 2, 3, 4, and 5 than from 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, you can tell which is the original show and which is the new show. Let's see. Matthew says, what is a movie you guys don't like but everyone loves and vice versa? I mean, we could keep it just MCU for fun.
MCU?
Or, because, like, in movies in general, that's a whole long conversation.
Yeah, it's too broad. Yeah, it's too broad.
I mean, people apparently love the Avatar movies and how much money they make, and I don't care I don't even care half a shit about an Avatar movie.
The same. Dude, the MCU? Actually, it's really hard because I can't think of any. Because I'm more the opposite. I like more.
Yeah, I like because I really like the Incredible Hulk, even though people hate that movie.
I like that movie. I also like Iron Man 2 and 3.
Yeah, I like Iron Man 2.
I hate Iron Man 3. What's a movie that I don't like that everyone loves? What's an MCU movie everybody loves that I don't know, because everybody's like discourse so much.
I know what I hate. Guardians.
Guardians 1
films. Guardians 1 is one of my most hated films in the MCU.
Where did I put Guardians? I put Guardians 1 in the low B. Yeah, I did not like Guardians 1 that much. It was Guardians 2 that sold
Soundout
me.
jerked it off, and I'm glad he changed his mind.
No, I didn't, because I told you when I watched Guardians 1, I was like, that was okay. And then when Guardians 2 came out, and I saw it, I was like, oh, this is brilliant.
Better.
Yeah, I love 2. 2 is great. 3 more, but
I think what was the funniest thing, okay, I know it's funny and morbid at the same time, was the part where Ego goes, I gave your mom cancer. Almost every woman in that theater like gasped, including my mom. It's because my mom, if you don't know, also suffered from cancer. So like I just was like sitting there with like, I felt
great,
bad,
like
but also,
you had to be there moments.
Also, it was like one of those it was like one of those weird ones where like the cynical me was like, that was just crazy hearing all the women, like most of them were all women. And some of the guys just sat there like, what? Like, I think there was one guy who just said under his breath, that's fucked.
I love that.
Sitting there because like
I love moments like that.
Where... So like I just remember my mom was like, that was such a good film because of that the way Kurt Russell delivered the line about being supervillain by giving her cancer with his god powers. And I was just like, because like it's funny when I go to these movies that I know are comic book movies where effed up shit can happen, weird plot twists can happen, but I always find it funny when I go with at least with my mom, and she's like teary-eyed thinking it was like this great film, because like she did it with that movie. That was like the first time I really noticed it. She did it with Shin Godzilla. She did it during Fantastic Four. So like that's how I know when it's a good movie, is when my mom's actually like, oh my god, I cared about this stupid thing that I only came with you because you can't drive that far to the theater because the theater's just too far away for me to go by myself.
Robot said, where can I see MCU tier list in depth? There's been multiple streams. We've been building this for like a year or two now.
I think we started this with I think it was like last year is when you started.
It was last year.
Yeah. No, I guess What If? I think What If was the newest
thing
at the time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you go back through the streams, like I try to tag it if it has a tier list in the description, if it's not in the title.
Have you made a playlist of all the tier list streams?
I haven't, but I should. I will do that at some point.
I like revisiting some. I like revisiting some like the animation, the cartoons.
Especially like when we also like it's fun when we update them and like opinion shift too. As well.
My favorite ones when we talk about like the cartoon ones and the wacky old cartoons. My favorite one is Sukal's describing the Fred and Barney Meet the Ding cartoon.
Which, by the way, I should check my email.
Oh yeah, it should
Found out
be
we
free
should
soon, right?
we
Should be.
found out we should really do a we should really do some Hero Club exclusive streams like this on YouTube of just us ranking together, like you and me, just sitting there going, all right, let's do Tokusatsu and then let's do anime fights.
Those will be 10-hour streams.
That's why they're on the Hero
That's
Club
the
and not
point.
here.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That
saying. If we
algorithm
do it,
breaking.
we should do it, Sada. We should just do it.
Haven't gotten an email yet.
You and me just be like, all right.
Haven't gotten an email yet, but I'm hoping it's today. I'm
Do
hoping
you
today.
get
Hoping
you get
it's
an adult toy sponsorship?
Yeah, and I also
email?
got a shipping confirmation from Barnes & Noble, so. Guess who's been reading Spider-Man comics? Anyways, yeah, so this is the tier list. I think I've shown all of it on screen now. This is fun to update and, like, shift around. I don't know if I'm ever going to do an MCU rewatch again, because, when people are like, there's so much MCU stuff, I can't watch everything, and then I'm like, it's not that much, and then I look at this, I'm like, oh, no, it is.
I think I'm gonna do one before Doomsday is the plan. Like watch every day. Maybe not the I much want to watch Agents of Shield. Like that's long. Like
Agents of Shield is one of those shows you watch once.
Like I want to watch Agents of Shield, but not in the MCU marathon. That's gonna take half of it. That's gonna take half the length to watch.
It's I'm not reading the Clone Saga. I'm crazy. I'm not insane. I'm reading the Black Costume Saga actually. That's where I'm at right now. Because I read Kraven's Last Hunt, and then I was like, let me read the Venom epic, and then I'm like, I need more, and then I was looking, and I was like, oh, Epic 15 is Black Costume stuff, so I got Epic 15 on the way now. So
he likes that bully. He likes them bully McGuires.
I do actually. What I find more interesting even is after he loses the symbiote and he's still wearing the black costume.
Well, yeah.
That era is really cool. Yeah, and like the reason he gets rid of the black costume is so good. And I really love it.
Venom's a dick. I don't want to deal with him.
No, it's even better than that too. Like because I knew that it was like, oh, he ditched the costume because Venom came into existence, right? The real thing is that Venom broke into Mary Jane and Peter's apartment to traumatize her, and she thought it was Peter at first because of the silhouette of the costume. And so when she sees him with the costume later, she's like, you can't wear that one anymore. And he's just like, all right, into the fire. And then he's like, oh, crap, I don't have another costume. And she's like, hey, here's a costume with no emotional baggage, the one from your trip to Germany. And I'm just like, oh, MJ, you don't know, do you? You don't know he murdered a woman in that costume.
I remember that one. I remember when I saw that one. I remember I was reading that one. I think
the editorial note going, see Spider-Man versus Wolverine. I'm like, you really shouldn't.
Yo, so Sound, I think I was like fucking 13. I was like in middle school reading that, and I was just like, did he kill? I was the same as you. Did he kill a bitch in this?
Yep.
Like, oh,
I mean, it wasn't his fault. She totally did it herself, but like he did still technically like punch somebody's head off.
It's so funny
I
because
said the only thing that could make that worse was if she brought out the suit that he wore the night Gwen Stacy died. I remember saying that to my uncle.
Isn't that just the red and blue costume though?
Yes. Well, the thing is, the red and blue costume. Yeah, right. It's like to bring in the one from Gwen Stacy, but like the one from Germany was specifically from a costume shop, and she was like, "Here, just wear this until you make a new one." And I'm just like,
isn't that what the Night Monkey stuff is inspired by? Then
kinda. It's like in an inverse, right? Like you're like, oh, he's in Europe, and it's like get him a new costume, but it's like some weird Shield Tech thing, as opposed to like. It was literally he went to like a costume shop and bought a Spider-Man costume that looked just like his original costume, except it had like
the Miles.
Yeah, it had like the tag on the back and everything, so like the Miles thing. And but yeah, then he ended up killing a woman because she was she was a secret agent that was stuck in a system she couldn't get out of unless she was dead. And Spider-Man fought Wolverine over the fact that Wolverine was like, "Look, she's my friend. She told me to kill her. I'm going to do it. Support a friend. I got to help her achieve her goals, right?" Like Wolverine's like, I'm a big feminist. I'm gonna help women achieve their goals, and so I'm gonna kill her. And then Peter's like, you can't do that. And then
that's pro Logan. That's pro Logan right there. Like, listen, they asked me to help them in assisted self deletion. I'm gonna say yes.
Exactly. Like, he's supportive. You can't say that Logan isn't pro-choice. So the thing is he was gonna help her. Because the thing is, she couldn't do it herself, or else it was going to like cause problems for like family members or whatever. So it's like it had to be somebody. So Logan's like, "I'll do it, no problem." And then Peter's like, "You're insane! You can't do that!" And then they fight, and then Peter's like, "Oh wow, I can punch this guy in the head a whole lot, and he doesn't even dent."
You mentioned
and then eventually it comes to the point where Peter's like pent up with anger in the corner, and this woman's like, "I'm gonna walk up to him menacingly," so the spider sense goes off, and he just like clocks her, and he's like, "That's not Wolverine."
He's you also you mentioned
Yeah.
you mentioned Venom MJ, the whole like Venom MJ and Peter thing, but all I can think of is in the Neversoft Spider-Man games with Venom MJ and Peter, where it's like, Peter, stay now. Whoa, buddy, looks like you're gonna sleep on the couch tonight.
Yeah.
I love Insomniac. Neversoft Venom.
It's
with
very much based on like
Terranors.
how David Michelinie wrote Venom, because like Venom's first line is, "Hi, honey, I'm home."
I like, to me, Venom is the best. He's just a silly guy. That's why I
Yeah.
love the movie Venom so much.
He is better
One
when
of
he's
my
silly.
one of my favorite panels. One of my favorite panels of Spider-Man to this day was, I used to think it was an edit, and then I found out it was legit. Because like I always used to think it was an edit, and then like I remember, I think me and Soundout and Moocher were talking on an episode of, it was like before they were gonna record Mike and Mike in the morning. We were talking about that infamous panel where it's literally like, what is it, Venom and Eddie just singing together, "Strangers in the Night."
Yes.
While Peter's just like, what is wrong with those two? Like, I always thought it was an edit. I didn't have that comic.
Yeah, no, it was
and
real.
then I actually got the comic, and I was like, oh Jesus, it's actually real.
Yep.
I love Venom, and I love when they make the symbiote Eddie like this bromance duo so much.
You know, it's funny too, because I haven't read the current
Wasn't that
Venom.
when they had to take down Carnage?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie's Carnage now.
He was singing Strange.
Oh, I was gonna, Eddie's Carnage now and Mary Jane's Venom. I don't know if they've addressed Mary Jane's trauma about Venom, or did that
No,
get
they do.
erased in the marriage?
No, they meant
Probably.
they actually it's actually like, because as someone who actually I watched someone who actually reads the Venom, the actually new
Yeah.
Venom comic, was a big Venom fan. They said it's actually not bad, and they actually do talk about
Oh, that's
MJ's
good.
trauma. Yeah, it's actually like, I know where the weirdness of MJ being Venom. It's actually not like badly written. It's out oohing, so like, even though
It's like the
probably
first
some
time
reviews
MJ's been a character in a few years. So
yeah, they're actually
Yeah.
like, like, even though like the decision's so weird, like, they're like, I give credit to Out Ooing for going as much depth
Mhm.
he can with it, which I do like.
Yeah,
And
it's- same
with the Eddie Carnage comic. That's actually really good here. And such.
yeah, we're about to wrap up. We got on a tangent about Venom.
Because he's such a silly guy.
He
He
is.
surf the web, surf
Venom,
the web,
Venom,
surf the
Venom,
web,
Venom.
surf the web.
And yes, as Spider's Prime brought up, she broke up with Paul in glorious, blinding rays of light.
Yep.
Because nobody is there there's got to be some fan of Paul out there, because like every character's somebody's favorite, but like no one I know. Anyways, you guys ready to wrap up, because we've been going a long time?
Yep.
Cool. Anyone want to plug anything, or is
um,
just end it unceremoniously? Just be like, boop.
Follow me at Dark Hole Secret Tree on YouTube and Blue Sky. Do the arc missions like you see this very channel. You want any, feel free to DM me on your Blue Sky or Sound the Scroll protocol link in the description below.
Hit him up for your art needs, because he's great. Wheels, what do you want to promote? Because you don't have anything to promote.
All right. Well, since Cal's ain't here, go check out his streams on Tuesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern on Twitch at Fighter Caus. So check that out. Also, if you guys want to help him out, he needs at least $20 to pay for his bills. So hit him up at Ko-fi if you want to donate $20, or if you want to buy any of his stuff, like a Digivice that he has, original print, season 2 Digivice. I think it's like $60 or $80. Hit him up.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to collect some Digivices. And then for Hero Club, check out our website at hero-club.com. Follow us across social media at Hero Club for Life. Go check out our interviews and comic book reviews and other stuff. And look forward to all the weird, crazy shenanigans that are shenaniganing on their way.
Yeah, so go check that out. There's Jerry's Ko-fi as well. So direct link. There'll be fun videos this week. Probably another Blu-ray video, because it's been a week. I didn't do any Blu-ray stuff last week, so yeah, there's going to be a Blu-ray thing this week. Matthew says, can you get a comic book hot take? Have I not done enough hot takes today?
I thought those streams nothing but that.
I'm pretty sure most of my streams always are hot takes. What's a hot take? Now I'm on the spot, I can't think of one, because they come up naturally.
Oh, okay, I got a hot take. This is good. We're going to just end it here. The Clone Saga isn't as bad as everyone says it is. Done. We're done. We're done.
Here's my hot take. 90s comics are actually great. The issue was just the release schedule.
Honestly,
Yes.
yeah.
Finally.
That's honestly, yeah. That's
Like
the
if you
thing.
get '90s comics in a nice omnibus or epic, greatest easy bench comics I could do all the time.
Superman,
yeah.
Superman with a mullet's fun.
Exactly. All right. Anyways, see you guys next week. We'll be back. Have fun times. Thanks you all for tuning in, and we'll see you later.